All right, we're good. We're here. We did it, guys. We're at episode 50.
Is it 50?
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
We did it after 8 years of podcasting, being professional podcasters. Look at us.
Professional.
Professional. How you guys?
Pro-professional.
Anyways, how you guys? How's everybody?
Doing good-ish.
That's chilling, you know?
It's cool. It's cool. Who wants to start off with their 8 weeks we've been gone to almost a month?
Life happened.
Wow.
Truly for the people.
For the culture.
Yeah, for the culture.
There's no way that didn't kill her. What? Oh, she's literally 1 HP.
So
This motherfucker, I swear.
To be fair, this motherfucker.
To be fair, she is 1 HP.
Bitch. Anyways.
Hey, this is peak commentary, right?
Is it?
Did you know that
Yes.
League of Legends is a game?
I did.
Oh shit. I mean, I can go mine because I'm pretty quick.
I was about to say, I can't wait to talk about Riot in our news week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead. What did you do within your month? Shut up, Wesley! I'm gonna have to mute Wesley.
Yeah, that's at the M button, bro. I had been rewatching The Sopranos, which I've seen, but I didn't really pay attention to. I don't think so the first time around too well. So
the entirety of the series you watched?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm at the end right now.
Okay.
So I have to finish up, but
Mhm.
I'm really close to it because 6 seasons. I'm at like season 5.
Yeah. Did you see that Tony ate all the gabagool?
He did eat all the GABA and then some ghoul.
He was like, "I'm gonna gaba my ghoul."
That's crazy.
Go
Let's see what else. So that's can't remember the other thing I said. I slept a bunch. I remember saying that.
Yes.
What was the other one? Oh my god. I've been playing PALWORLD.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. That game, that game's pretty fun. I stopped playing it though for a while.
I think it's already making me bored. Which like sucks because like I got asked today by a friend like, well, why are you bored? And I'm like, because this doesn't have a bunch to do. Like I captured a Pokemon.
Well,
I built a fortress and I'm done.
it's early access, so it's like it's still missing content.
Yeah, and I'm not like that's what I said to him too. I was like, give it a year and maybe I'll be back for like I'll probably play it on off and on here and there.
Yeah.
But like I was like, there's a lot of hype on it right now, and I was like, I think the hype is gonna be about where it's at now. I don't think it's good.
Can I say something controversial?
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't really care for PALWORLD, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's controversial. I think that's some people's opinions. I think some don't like it too.
Yeah.
It's not like openly a bunch of people hate it, but
yeah,
for sure there's somebody that doesn't like it, right? You
so yeah, because like my thing is that like I didn't jump on it because like it's early access, and I tend to not jump on things in early access, with the exception of Lethal Company, but because I play with you guys, so that's the only exception. But for early access stuff, especially something like that, I just was not interested, and let alone it being, from what I heard, not a Pokemon game. It's more of a survival crafting thing with Pokemon elements.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like Fortnite. Holy shit! It's like
pre-Fortnite.
It's like Minecraft with Pokemon shit.
It's the old Fortnite,
but it's like not the Minecraft graphics, obviously.
Oh
right?
God.
So,
Okay. I get you.
It's not a good game. It's a game. And it, that's what's the word? I don't know. I can't remember the word I'm trying to say. It's my opinion, right? It's just my opinion. It doesn't mean anything. Other people really, really like it. They think it's really fun. But like when you're watching these TikToks and things, what you have to remember is these people are creators. So like they're saying like this is so much fun and this thing is like how you get all the Pokemon and all this because that's like what they have to do they have to stay on the most current thing.
Yeah.
So like the hype that's here is a lot of like that is like these people like boosting it and then the people play it. Which is not a bad thing at all. Sorry.
It's no. I didn't want to interrupt you, but it's just like I find it interesting because of how much controversy this game has like garnered, and it's only been like out for what, less than a week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a week or two, I would say. But like it's kind of fascinating to see that like, this game is incredibly controversial and like what it is. But
and that's kind of part of it too, right?
Yeah. I think that's why it's like the game of the month, technically, because that was kind of like Lethal Company, whereas like that was like game of the month, and then this comes out, and then this is like game of the month because it's But we'll get to that once we talk about the news and shit. Yeah. But you say you have been bored of the PALWORLD?
Yeah, I think I played it for like 4 days, kind of straightish, and then like, just started getting bored. I also you can change the settings so you can do things faster, and I did do that because you can play however the fuck you want to play. So that's why I was like I want to do it this way. Also, me, Wesley, and like some other people were playing it. But like, I was playing with Wesley. I have to play on Wesley's server. I can't go and switch my characters around.
Oh, okay.
So like, and like I said, early access, so I'm not mad about it. It's just, it has makes me less incentive to keep playing because I have to start over and level my shit up again, you know?
Yeah. No, I get it.
So one world is normal that I'm playing on. Another world is advanced, and then Wesley's world is whatever his setting is.
Cheating.
And like, again, like I said, I just really don't want to keep redoing the shit. And they said the plans are to come out with crossplay and cross progression and like bring your characters to different servers, but hopefully that's not going to cost money, and I think it is going to. And then I'm like, just really hopefully it doesn't cost money, honestly. Hopefully it saves your character save is easy, and then you can move it around. But we'll find out,
I guess. Yeah.
So
in due time.
Yeah.
I mean, I am interested to see where this game goes when it becomes an actual finished product. But I don't remember. They worked on a game called Craftopia. Was that ever finished?
Yes. Well, I don't know if it was the word finished is right, but it made
release of sorts. Yeah.
So like, if you look at Craftopia though, it's literally PALWORLD.
Yeah, that's the thing that I was looking at when I was looking at like some gameplay of Craftopia. I was like, wow, they just took what they had from Craftopia. Was like, fuck it, let's put Pokemon.
Yeah.
All right, makes sense.
I'm trying to think. I did play some. Oh shit, that is part of my week. Oh dude, I'm so excited now. I play. Don't do me that face, bro. It's fucking crunch. So this Saints Row, which Wesley did tell me is fucking garbage. Oh my god,
the reboot.
How it is so bad. How did they make it that bad of a game? For real though.
Well, I hope you're happy because Volition is dead, so they would never have to make another bad game again.
Oh shit, it's so bad, dude.
Yeah, I've seen clips of like some of the dialogue shit, and it's just like it's not good.
Like, I thought Wesley was just exaggerating, so I was like, oh okay, like it's bad, but like it'll be like kind of funny. The opening line of like when the guy knocks on the door, he's like knocks on the door and he goes, "Hey, I got someone out here for you," and then they're like, "Who is it?" And he's like, "You know," and then they're like, "No, who is it?" And he's like, "You know," and I'm like, "Why is he saying the same thing again?" That's just terrible writing right there. That sounds horrible. But the whole game is like that. The whole fucking game. They're like, "Scooter needs you to come out here," but it's not even like that accent. My accent I just did is fucking better than what they would do. They're just like, "Yo, Scooter needs you out here." Like that's it. And it's like, what, bro? Like, there's no enthusiasm. It's all it's so boring. Oh my god. And the gameplay's ass too. Holy shit, the way you shoot the fucking guns.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, fucking like
I was about to say, did you ever play any of the old Saints Row?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bad. The gun feel is bad.
The gun feels bad.
Okay.
I think you made fun of me before actually, right? The gun feels bad. What was that? What you made fun of me for that in what though?
I don't remember. I honestly don't know.
Call of Duty, no?
No, it was something else.
Some game I didn't like, and I said the guns feel bad.
Yeah.
And then he made fun of me for every game. Now says, "Oh, does the gun feel bad?" And it's like a strategy game. I'm
It was
playing like
whatever
roller
game was
coaster.
before that like new C game.
No, because I was saying I hate pirates. Yeah.
Yeah. It was that.
No, it was
I think it was
before that,
tangent.
though.
I think
Gotcha.
it was that kind of tangent where we were talking about
Yeah.
like a pirate game, and I was like, "Oh, was the gun bad? Did it feel bad because you were controlling a pirate or something?"
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think I told you before I was playing that Rick and Morty game too, which that was. I haven't beaten it, but it's fun.
Okay. Yeah, you
yeah.
did mention that. Gabagool.
Gaba fucking ghoul. I don't know. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I just want to think like today.
We played We Were Here Forever again.
Oh yeah, we played that for a hot second though. Like, what did we do? We did one puzzle, I think, and then I was tired and I went to sleep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So that's it. Okay, yeah, I'm done. Whatever.
All right. Wesley,
Welcome
what
to
did
the jungle?
what did you play and or watched and or completed and or whatever?
PALWORLD, anime, food, work. Oh, dude.
I was
Oh
about
my
to
god.
sit.
So much anime. Holy hell.
Oh my god, this fucking
Oh, shut your
weeb.
face.
This fucking weeb. By the way, I'm a little farther up in One Piece, but I'll get to that in my week. Anyways, go
that
ahead.
Also adds up. I
Go
haven't
ahead.
touched One Piece in probably so long.
You fuck. Anyways.
Alright,
Yeah,
here,
go ahead.
Let me tell you how long I haven't watched One Piece.
I'm on episode 100.
Oh, there hasn't been any episodes since fucking weeks ago. Okay.
But to say, Netflix just put up the newest season, I believe.
Oh, that's Netflix. I don't watch it on Netflix.
But I don't know. I'm just saying. That's just me.
He was like, "Shut up, Jones. I don't watch it there."
I was about to ask you, Wesley, like, what were your opinions about PALWORLD currently? Since you two are the only ones that have played the game, what are your opinions?
Oh,
It was fun. Like same thing with him. Like I was getting. I plan on doing like everything in the beta / alpha or whatever.
Mhm.
Like capture all the mons, do all the towers
Mhm.
that are technically like gyms in a way.
Sims, you said?
And like explore like the whole map.
Mhm.
But I got bored after like having to find and craft so many different things. And I'm just like, bruh.
Yeah, I kind of get it from that tedium. Especially it being an early access survival crafting game. It's like what do I do next? Go craft more thing.
yeah. Eventually, you end. You know, eventually it's the end.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. But is there any story or anything, or is it just
Not
like
yet.
no? Okay.
There is a story, but like
It's not
you have to
fleshed
find,
out.
Like, yeah, you have to find lore cards for it.
Oh God.
No, you don't want it. Okay.
Anything else, Wesley? Besides you playing League currently?
So yeah, One Piece I like have not touched because they haven't put episodes. Let me look at my watch list.
Oh my God, this weeaboo.
I started and am caught up with Blue Exorcist.
Oh my God, that's a name I haven't heard in forever. I only watched like the first season.
Came out.
Yeah. Is it like I remember finishing the first season and then like the rumors of a second season was going to happen and the second season happened and then I never watched it.
Second season's actually not bad.
Okay.
It takes like a weird turn from like oh well, they still yell at him because he's a demon, but still,
Mm,
they don't care about that as much.
yeah,
Ish.
but
Um,
did he figure out who the Blue Exorcist is?
yes,
Okay.
they literally at one point, they
Did
were like,
they?
oh,
You're.
they literally call him the Blue Exorcist
Oh
at one
my
point.
god!
I was like, no, why?
Title drop.
Anime.
Got him.
Anime.
Literally. Oh, why? But anyways,
Mm.
but yeah, his brother is struggling to find himself, to figure out who he actually is as a person.
No, that's cool. Anime.
Yeah.
Some anime.
Anime.
Yo.
And then
Anime?
finally the love interest happened where like they realized, and I'm like, finally, Jesus, it's been 2 seasons.
Oh man.
Oh.
Man.
Can I give my unpopular opinion?
About anime?
Yeah, actually about
So-
anime.
Oh no. What is your
There's
own?
too much of it, man.
Too much
I think
anime.
there's too much.
Too much
bruh.
anime.
I think the market is oversaturated, dude.
With anime? Shut
With
up.
anime.
You shut your mouth.
It's like you're saying there's too
I-
much food in the world.
It's like that's too many movies.
I wish there was less, so these people could be more poor now.
Wow, you heard it
Anime.
first.
Like every time I hear you guys talk about anime, it feels like there's another one that's coming up, and it's just like holy shit! Like I would have to give up playing League or some games or something to like actually like sit there and watch these animes, like how many there are.
Yeah, you could.
That's just like this. I don't know. Like, and then like on top of that, like I've tried getting into some of these animes that like have been suggested and stuff. Not only specifically from you guys, but like from like other friends and shit. And like I watched like an episode or two, and I'm like, this shit's so fucking dry. Like it always just feels so boring for most of them. There are some good ones though, like for sure. But if all of them were like Dragon Ball Z, then you know.
Oh my god, this
Yeah, but
guy
that-
watches Dragon Ball Z. He's like, oh, every other anime is so bad.
But that's
Why can't it just screen for 20 episodes?
but that's the funny thing is that like you mentioned that
So good.
you mentioned that, but like that's been the whole criticism of anime in general for years is that like, oh, this other anime is just Dragon Ball Z but like in a different color of paint. So that's why it's good to expand to different stories of anime, because it's just like, oh, here's an anime about a murder mystery, or here's an anime about like a slice of life, and it's just like there are some that are actually genuinely like, really good, but like I get it. Some of them just start off really fucking slow and it takes a while, like One Piece, like the One Piece.
A One Piece.
The One Piece. No, I get it. I mean, that's why I would highly still like I would still recommend Pluto. Like genuinely. But Pluto is like one of those like kind of slow burn animes.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I gotta find one that I think I'm gonna like and start trying to watch it. I think the last thing I watched that I really enjoyed was what's it called? I can't.
What's it called?
What the fuck is the name of it? Oh my god, it was literally my head.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Wow, that's
No,
crazy.
No, the card game one. Not Pokemon, not
Yu-Gi-Oh?
No. Chill. My bad. The gambling high school one.
Oh,
Where-
with the girls?
Yes.
Shit, I forgot the name of it.
It's like Kasamichi or something. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it.
Shiguri? Oh, fuck.
Sure, that one.
Uh-huh.
But like a lot of it feels really over-sexualized and shit, and that's not like what I take away from it. Because I know some people would be like, "Oh, titties and whatever." But like, what I really liked about that was there's this one part in it. What? That'd be crazy if I literally just said that.
Oh,
I was like, what I really like was, yeah. But what I really liked
should
about
check out
that was
Kaiji.
like
Mhm.
how fucking crazy some of those people were, and like the one girl was like literally betting life when they were playing one of the games, and she was like, "This is the only way that I fucking am happy." I fucking just like it's the only like thing that makes her happy or something like that. And I was like, yo, like what a fucking psychopath. And I guess that's kind of like what I really like about anime when I do watch one. It's like just like how is the word polarizing right? I think like how polarizing these fucking characters can be, like insane fucking people, or just like uh insanely good sometimes too, right?
Yeah.
So cool stuff. I mean,
But you hate anime.
again,
No, I get it.
it's hard to like get into other ones.
Like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh my god, shut up.
No,
I don't
Wesley,
like
suck
I don't
my
like
dick.
I don't like JoJo, man.
No, I get it.
But you know
Thank you.
that.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
He's like, I know you're wrong. It's fine.
No, I get it. Like, I genuinely like the series, but this is the thing: is that like I like shit that goes in weird directions. So it's like
For sure.
That's why I'm enjoying One Piece, because it's just like, okay, I get to see where it goes from here on out, because it goes in fucking crazy ass fucking directions. Same thing with Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter was like an unexpected surprise where I was just like, oh, we're starting this tournament arc. Oh, now we're fighting ant people. It's like stupid shit like that where it's just like, all right, I can enjoy it. I can enjoy it. But that's the funny thing is, like, you mentioned that show with the gambling. It's like, if it wasn't for this particular show's art style, I think people would be talking about it more. And it's a show called Kaiji. And it's like genuinely like really fucking good. But its art style is like something I can imagine a lot of people not liking, because it's very angular.
Not angular. No, I'm kidding.
And I don't know, like I think the manga came out in, I want to say, around the 80s. So it is kind of old-ish, but it's it's genuinely like really good, and everything they gamble is like their lives are at stake. So I would recommend Kaiji, but if you can get used to the art, then yeah, but it really depends on you. Same thing with JoJo. JoJo's another one where it's like, if you like the art, then yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were saying, Wesley, you're watching anime. Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah.
The Gundams are piloted by lesbians. Continue, Wesley.
I'm sorry, what?
There's a Gundam show called Gundam the Witch from Mercury, and when that show came out, everybody was saying Gundams are powered by lesbians.
Nice.
Yeah, I watched a little.
Just send me a link real quick.
I watched like a couple episodes. It's actually pretty good. I from what I watched, I should probably finish it, but yeah, continue, Wesley. Sorry.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
You were watching
I
anime.
don't remember what he was saying.
He was like,
Thanks,
"Oh,
man.
I got so much anime," and I was like, "Okay."
Well, yeah, and then you went on your tangent, so now I don't know where I'm at.
No, because like Haler was like, "Oh, I fucking hate anime," and I was like, "Well, anime is okay." And
That's
then,
not what I said.
that's what you said. But continue, Wesley. What did you say? What were you gonna say? What did you watch? You dumb bitch. Anyways.
I don't see. Now I gotta look at my list again.
Oh my fucking
Yeah.
god, Wesley.
God. Oh, Shangri-La Frontier.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's
It's Shangri-La Frontier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Would you care to explain what it is, Wesley?
I literally just said
Oh.
it's surprisingly it's not really an isekai. It's like a whatchamacallit.
Whatchamacallit?
Hold on, I'm trying not to die. It's about a god tier MMO that's on VR.
Mm-hmm. This is like Sword Art?
And
Sword Art?
no, like better than Sword Art.
Oh, hey, oh, Jimby, what are you talking about?
Oh my god, shut up.
Okay.
For whatchamacallit, where like the main guy, he's like all he's played was like trash games that like have like 50,000 bugs. And then the store clerk that he always goes to was like, hey, if you like trash games, you try this god tier game, and that's Shangri-La Frontier. Where he's like, you know what?
I'm gonna try this
Why
God tier
not? Let's
game.
see what all the hype is about. So he plays it and he's like hooked on it because like he could not like cheat, but like since he's so used to
The bugs.
yeah, all the bugs that he's um
Mm-hmm.
since he's so used to the bugs, he could pretty
Oh
much
my God, Wesley! Oh my
yo,
fucking God!
shut up.
Well, it's because you're focusing on something else, and you're in the middle of a sentence. And I'm just,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
Now you know how it feels to like fucking be on a
no, because
tangent, huh? Shut up.
I can't see you. So it's like it makes it harder. So I don't know if you disconnect or it's like I don't know. Like I can't tell what's happening.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I don't know if you just died, and I was just like, oh well, Wesley died. Everybody,
True. He might have just died.
he
though,
might
for
have
real.
just died.
Oh, shut up. You would know.
But he's trying to jungle right now. Go ahead.
Exactly. I'm trying
Wow.
to
First of
jungle.
all, he's a solo lane.
I don't care about the terminology. You know this.
No, I'm fucking with you, dude.
Yeah. Go ahead, Wesley.
Just
What do you
be
say,
fucked
jungler?
with, dude.
He's a guy, bugs, and then you died for a bit.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny is the main character.
Bugs Bunny is the main character. So is the show good?
So whatchamacallit, he basically starts off, he's like, oh yeah, every game is too easy, I need a challenge. So like obviously he does like the pro gamer move where he skips the tutorial mission or area. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna just go to the next world or next area and be like, 'cause I'm that guy, you know?
Yeah.
Um but yeah, now he's like has this like curse on him because he encountered a rare event where like no one survived and like told the tale.
Mhm.
Bitch. So now he has like markings all over his body that he's not allowed to equip any item on the parts that like are affected.
Mhm.
So like he can't equip like chest armor, like body armor, like legs or anything.
Mhm.
So everyone calls him the what is it? It's like the naked bird or something, because he literally just has like shorts on and like a blue like bird mask.
Oh. Okay.
So everyone's like, oh, he's a perv because he doesn't have clothes on. No, I'm being so serious. And then the ones that like actually understand what his markings are, they're like, oh my god, he's encountered the so and so and lived. That's crazy.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah. And now he's fighting some dude with player killer and like one of I guess their friends from another game.
Okay.
But yeah, they encountered Sakura Blossom, so someone's gonna die.
Okay. Good show.
Yeah. Yeah, good show.
Okay.
And then another show, Solo Leveling. That show is crazy.
I've been hearing about this show. I forget why.
It's like super gory and it's super gory and it basically goes up the concept of the concept where like you have a whatchamacallit, like like your power is set at birth, so like you can't get any stronger or weaker than what you actually are.
Mhm.
So like you're put into like different ranks, like I think it's S through E, E being the weakest, S being the strongest.
Mhm.
And like the main character he's set to E, but like he becomes a hunter that goes into like these things called gates, which is like another alternate dimension where you have to fight monsters and whatnot.
Mhm.
And if you don't kill the gate in time, then there's like a dungeon break where all the creatures in the dungeon escape and attack the humans in the world.
Mhm.
All the
And
humans.
yeah, so like the hunter society has to like deploy everybody to like destroy it and everything.
Mhm.
Um, so he goes into a dungeon, like first dungeon of the show, and with a group of people that's supposed to be an E-rank dungeon, which is like the easiest one, but there's still like a group of people going because you can't really solo a dungeon and everything. So he's like known for being the weakest, but still tags along because people feel bad for him. Can't really do much, so they're like, "Oh yeah, just stay in the back. We'll carry you, and then you just do what you can, not to die."
This is
And
really
then in
hitting
the
home.
huh?
So this is really hitting home.
Yeah. So they encounter a quote unquote second dungeon, which is like super rare. After they beat the boss and everything, where it's like a giant room with like statues and whatnot in it, and everyone's like, "Oh, dude, this is so cool. We're gonna get so much loot and whatnot." Um, but what they don't realize is that when they go in, they're trapped inside, and the only way to like get out is to basically complete the tasks that are set in the tablet, which is pretty much um acknowledge I guess like the main statue as like a god, uh praise it and like worship it type thing, and like give it like a sacrifice or whatnot. So they're like, the hell do we do? So some people like obviously like are like trying to escape. Dude, they get wiped instantly. Like literally um no remnants of like a body or anything. Like literally just like completely erased. And then whatchamacallit, so everyone's like freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, it's like someone do something." So basically the dude just like, "Oh yeah, like I'll figure this out by myself," essentially, because everyone's freaking out. He's the only calm person there. uh, Half the people end up dying, and then he's left alone because everyone's scared shitless, to where he's about to be executed on the sacrificial table. And he's like, "Oh, if only I had a second chance." And that's when like the timer for um the room finishes, and he's been assigned the rank of player, which basically like you're a player for like a game. You could like increase your stats and whatnot, so you get like stronger. So now he's like, "Oh shit, like this is crazy." Like and basically just goes on to get stronger so he could like pay for his mom's hospital bills and whatnot. But yeah, it's dope. It's like super gory. People uh are left with like limbless. Pretty dope.
Okay. Anything else?
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Okay.
There's probably a lot of more other stuff, but like, you know.
As for like games, it was just PALWORLD. And League.
PALWORLD, a bunch of League. You played more avatars.
Oh yeah, how's Avatar?
It's Far Cry Primal with blue people.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, so it's like
I gotta boot that up now.
it's actually not bad though.
No, I heard like pretty good things about it. I just haven't booted it.
You should just like you haven't booted Remnant 2.
Yeah, exactly like that. I have it downloaded, but I have not booted it up.
I don't know. We've also been playing Remnant as well.
Oh, how's Remnant going? Did you guys get the super cool armor yet? One that you can outshine Chonch with?
No.
Oh,
no.
A shame. Sage.
But I almost beat the game. I'm on the last world.
Oh really? Oh yeah, because it makes sense. You're playing Remnant.
Yeah, there's only like 4 or 5 worlds you can visit.
Did you get the DLC?
No. I was gonna beat the game first, and then I'll get the DLC.
Okay, that's fair. I forget which edition I got. I think I got no, I didn't get the Ultimate Edition. I think I got the Deluxe Edition. Yeah.
I did get all the DLC.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was on sale on Steam.com. /Gaben.
steam.net/get free remnant code. Okay. Yeah. Is it good? Is Remnant 2 good? Better than the
I
first,
think
or?
It's actually not bad. It's a lot harder, that's for sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
It is
Any?
crazy. I forgot we played that.
I would have to like play the game to see if there's any differences between that and the first game, because I remember playing the first
There
game.
is. There's differences.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a lot.
It's
the
like in your face differences.
yeah.
Okay.
Like the only class that repeats itself is the gunslinger, not the gunslinger, the hunter.
The hunter. Yeah.
Yeah. And then everything else is just new.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I really messed around with like the class stuff, because all of them were like, I don't think any of them were like particularly that interesting. I forget which one I went with. But either way, like you got like, what was it? Like you got different stat boosts and stuff like that in the first game by
Yeah. Like in
unlocking
this
it.
one, you could multi-class in this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess I have to boot up Remnant 2 in some way.
And then what else? Multi-class. The weapons are like vastly different compared
There's
to.
a lot more weapons.
Oh,
Yeah.
as much as Borderlands 3?
No,
Oh,
no.
No.
no
Doesn't have a-
gazillion guns?
No.
Damn. So bad game?
But certain classes like there's like one gun that's like better to have compared to the other ones.
Okay.
And then
Are the
you have,
boss
like rings.
I was gonna say, are the boss guns cool at least?
The ones I've encountered are pretty dope.
Okay. Because that was the thing I liked about Remnant 1 was just like, oh, you can get like a boss specific weapon. And a lot of them were pretty cool.
Yeah. Like I don't remember if the cube gun is a boss weapon.
It is.
Oh, okay, so it's
Cube
literally
gun.
yeah, it's a sidearm. No, it's a secondary.
Sidearm.
It's a secondary. So you have like your main rifle, you have a secondary, and then you have a sidearm, which is like usually a pistol.
Mhm.
No,
No.
sorry. Primary, secondary, and then melee.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then whatchamacallit? Cube gun's a secondary. It literally shoots like square bullets, but it's like infinite ammo. And it shoots faster the closer the enemy is, because your bullets bounce back to you.
Oh. What's the
Yes.
setback? Is there like,
If you miss a target and like there's a wall in the far distance, you won't get your bullet back until like it reaches back to you.
oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. There's an overheat mechanic for that too. So if you hold it down long enough while you're shooting something in your face, it will overheat. You can't change weapons or do anything until it's done. Cooling down.
Ow.
And then its alt fire is pretty cool. So you could have like a shield around you that soaks up damage.
Okay.
If you soak up enough damage, you could reactivate it, and it sends out like a slow moving zone that does damage, depending on how much damage you took. But yeah, like each thing has like its own like crazy cool animations and abilities.
Damn, maybe I should probably boot up Remnant 2 at this point.
It's good.
Like, yeah, like Haler has a lightning gun that I haven't gotten yet, and I still don't know how to get it.
Okay.
Cause you said that was from the Rock World, right?
I think you go through a certain door in the Rock World, and it takes you back to the main world that you start at. You know, the home base.
Yeah.
It's in there somewhere, but you have to take a certain door from the Rock World to get there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Good game.
And then like obviously instances aren't the same. It's like different depending on how you go, where you go. Like when I first started, I was like literally in a world that like if you get hit once, you're like half health, so you have to use your your heart. And I was like, dude, this is almost impossible.
Yeah, and that's real, by the way. Like when I started my world, it it started me in a robot land, and these robots hit like a fucking truck. And I started on normal mode instead of easy mode, and normal mode has 50% more health, or it goes from 100% health to 150% health, and then hard mode is 200, I think, percent health.
Oh, okay.
So when I started on normal, I was like, "Oh, this is really hard," and I was like, "I'll just do a new game plus later, and then like go to normal mode." So I'll like easily scale myself up, you know? I was like, because I know sometimes people are like, "No, you should start on the hard one, or else you don't know like how to play the game." And I'm like, "No, but I want to have fun. Like I'm good.
Yeah, no, I get it. I've gotten to that point
I'm
too.
not looking for a challenge, you know."
It's
And if I wanted a challenge, I'd play Pinocchio Swordman.
it's funny you mentioned that. Not Liza P, but like it's funny you mentioned that because I I don't know. Are you done with your week, Wesley? Before I start my rambling.
Just the way you asked.
Yeah.
Because you're still gonna like talk over, but
Yeah,
it's
I didn't.
whatever.
I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be considerate and let you finish, Wesley. But you know what? Fuck you. Anyways,
I wanted to let you finish, but I think
anyways,
Beyonce
suck
should
my
have
balls.
won.
How about that?
Taylor Swift
think-
had the
Yeah. I think Beyonce really deserves this trophy here,
Sure.
buddy.
Anyway, suck my balls, Wesley. I was playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I was like, you know what? Let me try out like the nightmare difficulty. And I got to like one of the bosses, and no, I got to a raid. It was like a story mission thing, and my fucking god, how awful that experience was. Because I would get fucking hit in the head with an arrow, and it just one shots me. And it's in the middle of a raid, so there's multiple dudes with arrows. And it just got to a point where I was just like, I just have to reset the game.
That's
Like,
just wild.
I couldn't do it.
Good,
No,
possibly.
how about suck my balls, Wesley?
I
ahead.
hate to do this to you. Can we take a small pause real quick? I get a pee.
Yeah, oh, no problem.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
I'm sorry.
All right, we're back. All right, Wesley, did you have anything else with your week?
Not really. I mean, I started watching Ted. Which is pretty
yes.
funny.
Yes, a conversation we can have that we did not have off screen.
Shut.
Did you enjoy
It's
the TED
good,
show?
I only saw the first episode.
Oh, you bitch!
But the show's funny.
It's good.
Ted is typical Ted.
I
Is great.
I also watched it. I also liked it.
Did you watch the whole thing or just like one episode?
No, like 2 episodes.
So I saw the whole thing.
How do you feel about the whole thing in like its entirety?
It's good. I think genuinely it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like some of the jokes were like they were pretty funny. Like
I think after even just the first episode though, like you can see like it's gonna be something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Funny enough, which is weird because you would think like a show based off a movie would not particularly do well, especially a prequel show. But
The only thing I would say though is remember the guy came from TV though, like making the TV shows that he already made. So it's like he came from TV, made a movie, and then he's going back to what he's doing again, right?
Yeah. But to be fair, the Orville, the other thing that he did, was actually also pretty good as well.
What's a show?
The Orville? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was.
I didn't even know that was the thing.
Yeah, it was actually genuinely really good to the point where like a lot of people who liked Star Trek were saying that like the Orville felt more Star Trek than the actual Star Trek show.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I watched a couple episodes of the Orville and I was like, yeah, like it's good. It's pretty well written and Ted is also pretty good as well. So, it's good. I will be waiting for season 2. So yeah, you like that Ted show?
After I watch the whole thing, we could talk more about it. I think.
Okay.
And like, I'll give more opinions, I guess, and like whether or not I like the whole thing, whatever. You know.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
What else you got, Wesley?
I don't know.
Wow.
I think that's it.
Okay. If anything comes to mind, just keep it to yourself. As for me,
Gotcha. I'll say it while you're talking. No worries.
Just interrupt me.
Yep.
How dare you, you bitch! Anyways, what did Chonch do? Finally, my time to speak. Wesley. uh, I guess for stuff that I watched, I finally finished watching The Midnight Club, which was what is his name? Oh my god. Shit.
Is his name.
The writer from Midnight Mass. Mike Flanagan. There we go. So Midnight Club was his other thing that he did, I think, after Midnight Mass. But apparently it's only one season. The unfortunate thing was that the show got canceled. And it did not get greenlit for a second season, and it's the season leaves off in a cliffhanger, so that it's kind of not great. As a show, it's pretty good, but that is my problem, is that like, because of it being something that was meant to have another season, it leaves so many questions unanswered. Yeah, so it's just like, we're never gonna figure out what the fuck's gonna happen with that plot line or anything. But it's good. The whole premise is basically these kids are essentially dying of something, in the sense that like they're in this hospice, and like they're all like sick with their own individual like sicknesses. So one kid is dying from AIDS, another kid is dying from like a brain disease, and like a bunch of other stuff like that. But the whole like thing is that apparently the whole hospice that they're in, the house itself, is like haunted. There's also like this mystery surrounding this girl who got cured, and that she might have something to do with them getting cured, possibly. So it's like really interesting stuff like that they set up. But like the whole reasoning for the title of the show is because at midnight they have basically a whole group, which is, it's just essentially the kids. They get together at midnight and they tell ghost stories, or stories that they've made up. So it's like really fun stuff like that. But it's good. It's good. But you know, only one season. So yeah, Midnight Club. And then I finally watched Oppenheimer. I saw how the bomb was made.
You saw Barbenheimer.
I saw Barbenheimer without the barb. I liked it. It was interesting. That's all I got. That's all I got from Oppenheimer. Like, it was good. I didn't love it, but I just found it interesting of just like what the movie was doing, in the sense of like basically kind of like the aftermath of him creating the bomb. But that was only left until like the last hour of the movie, where it's just like the stuff that was popping up of like him realizing that he essentially just created like the worst thing for humanity. But as like a movie about just the person, it was interesting. It was interesting overall. And just seeing like the different minds during that time period of like creating the bomb itself, were like, oh yeah, why don't we make the bomb even stronger, and just like stuff like that. But yeah, it was good. I liked it. Not in love with it, but I liked it. And then
He loved it. That's crazy.
I don't know. I love, but why didn't Batman show up? Sad. And the last thing that I saw was a movie called Saint Maud. So this is on Amazon Prime. I heard about this movie about it being a horror movie in a sense.
I think I might know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was not expecting anything from this movie. I'm gonna have to say it. I think Saint Maud is like my top contender of like shit that I watched.
Saint Maud?
Saint Maud. It is a wild movie. So let me give the premise. Are you guys interested in watching this movie at all? Can I say the premise?
I might, but I don't really give a fuck.
Okay, so the premise is that this lady, Maud, is a nurse for this lady that's dying of cancer. Maud is like super religious, and kind of the whole thing of this movie is that Maud is not well. So the character you're following has moments of narration where you kind of have the sense that there's something wrong with her. And the movie kind of goes from there of just like what exactly is happening to Maud, and to the point where you can't really tell if the shit's in her head or if it's happening for real. But the last 10 minutes of that movie, I shit you not, I was just like, my mouth was like, my jaw just dropped. Like it dropped within the last 10 minutes of that movie because I was like, what?
Getting ready to.
What?
Sorry, continue.
No. Yeah, that's right, bitch ass Wesley. I really recommend it if you have like Amazon Prime. The movie's right on there. It's really good. But I was having a weird issue where the I don't know, the subtitles were like out of sync for some reason. And it was just for that movie. It was really, really weird. But yeah, Saint Maud. So I'm currently watching the One Piece live action show. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know, Haler, you watched the whole thing, right?
Yep.
Did you like the whole thing?
I really, really enjoyed it.
Would you say that you want to find the One Piece?
I didn't read the books. I didn't watch the anime. I tried watching the anime after watching the live action movie, and I think the anime looks bad. So
wow,
it makes me not want to watch it. Now, with that said, I know lots of people like it, and I know that lots of people say it's really good, which means it's good. And I'm talking about the anime and the books and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I read One Piece, I would like it more because I tend to like manga
you like
a lot.
pictures, yeah. You like pictures.
What? Like
what?
What do you mean I like pictures? It's
like,
the same thing as watching
you hate
the fucking
reading,
anime.
but you like pictures.
Shut the fuck up. So, you know, I actually liked reading Death Note more than I liked watching Death Note. So, it's something like that. Like, I'm sure I would actually like reading One Piece, but the live action, I don't know. I think they did a good job. It seems like trying to make the like obscene is it obscene or like whatever the word for over the top is,
yeah, the Looney Tunes wacky shit of One Piece,
to be able to do that, but not even just with like specifically that, but like taking any type of anime and making that into a live action is really hard. And I think that they did the best they could, and I think that it was a good job.
I was about to say it is very hard, but at the same time, you know, you have the source material there, but some people just don't want to take the source material.
Right. That's so I'm not talking about like getting
like
getting
Cowboy
the
Bebop.
Exact storyline down. I'm talking about like the effects and stuff, like when he does the gum gum punch thing or whatever.
Gum gum punch.
It's like you know.
I know.
Yes.
Alexa was talking. I'm sorry. I have no idea what just happened.
Alexa, gum gum punch thing.
She can't hear you.
Oh,
but you know, I think it looks kind of goofy. I think they could have done it better, maybe.
Yeah.
But for what it is, like at least M. Night Shyamalan didn't do it. Like that's kind of like what I was thinking. Like, thank God it was in the hands of Netflix and not like some shit fuck that made it like terrible, you know?
Man, you have not seen the Cowboy Bebop live action.
Right. No, but
yeah.
But I know. And like, I know the Cowboy Bebop, and I'm not saying everything Amazon's going to do is great, or Amazon,
Netflix.
Fuck me. Thank you. Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, generic version. I'm not saying Netflix is going to do everything right. If you look at like their Marvel thing, 3 out of 5 are good, right? Something like that. So I mean, like, I think they're doing the right things to do the right things in certain areas. But like with Cowboy Bebop, obviously they could have done better. They didn't. But with the Avatar coming up too, like I think that's going to be really good. I think some people are going to fucking hate it though, for sure. Like,
all I think about is that kid who's playing Sokka, who lied about being indigenous, and I think that's still the funniest shit in the world.
He lied about it?
He lied about it.
Did he come out and say he lied about it?
There were people, because I think he cited down like the specific tribe that he said he belonged to, and the people from that tribe were like, his family is not part of this tribe. Like their background is like not of native descent.
You would assume they would like fire him probably. That's like in 2023, dude. You fire anyone for anything.
I think it was too late because like they already finished production, so it's like when the announcements of like the characters.
Well, now I'm boycotting the show because I can't believe that.
I should get real native people on there, but no. Anyways,
now I'm gonna watch The Sopranos for a third time.
At least they're culturally, respectful in The Sopranos.
Yeah, at least Jim Gaffigan played my Soprano Tony very good.
Yeah, Jim Gaffigan.
Gandolfini? I can't remember the guy's real name.
Yeah, James Gandolfini.
Yeah. Bro, can I fucking say something real quick, actually?
Oh my god. How dare you be so disrespectful.
Watching The Sopranos, dude. Like, did you ever watch The Sopranos?
Yes, I saw the whole thing.
Alright, so you remember Christopher, right?
Oh, Christopher Moltisanti.
Yeah. Fucking, can we go over how fucking bad this kid has it? Like, he fights drug addiction. He fucking almost made it out of the fucking mafia to go do something else.
Yeah.
He had 2 times like he had a chance to be out or something like that. And then
spoilers?
his wife gets fucking sorry, doesn't he have to kill her? I can't remember. I'm getting to the point right now.
Yeah, his girlfriend Andrea, right? Andrea?
First of all, it's
Andrea?
Shit, fuck. Now you got me fucked up. I think it's like Adriana.
Adriana, that's what it was.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of Chris now. Adriana.
Yeah. The fuck you talking about, Adriana? Yeah. Yeah, and then him taking heroin in between his toes.
Yeah. Dude, bro, that's just so funny.
Yeah.
He kills her, right?
I forget who kills her. I think it was.
Wow, spoilers.
I think it was Paulie, but I forget the reason why they had to kill her. I think it was because
do it.
Yeah, I think it was because like they were
the FBI.
Yeah,
linked up with her.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it was. Somebody saw her with the FBI, and they were like, "Oh fuck, she's the rat," and then they were like, "All right, we gotta get rid of her."
So what happens? I think this is actually what happens. Again, I think I'm like 5 episodes away from it. She comes to Christopher and is like, I've been talking to the FBI because she doesn't know what to do anymore at that point. And
what was the whole thing about? Like they were gonna bust Christopher?
So it's crazy. They were gonna bust her for heroin, or was it heroin, or it was either heroin or cocaine. It was in the club that she worked at. And they take her and like they talk to her and they're like, "You're gonna go to jail for 25 years or more." And she was like, "I don't want to." And then they were like, "Well, you're gonna give us information." And she was like, "I can't give you any information. I don't do anything with these people. Like,
yeah,
I work and then I go home." She was like, give information on Christopher or whatever. So like the whole thing keeps going on, and they're like, if you pay attention to this, like they always keep trying to get information from her, and she's always just like, "I don't have any information." And then she gives like really shitty information, like Christopher got new underwear or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Or like,
yeah,
I saw Johnny here, and it's like, this is stuff they actually can't use. Like, there's nothing that's actually going to tie anybody to do anything.
Yeah.
And it's really weird because like, obviously it's written, it's a show, blah blah whatever, but like in like an actual setting, I feel like the first thing you would do after being talked to these people is like probably go see like Tony and be like, hey, they start talking to me. This is the first time they met with me. What should I do? You know, because like, and he might just say go to jail, like take your time and like shut the fuck up. But like, in the show world, it would seem like he'd probably be like, you know, they have nothing on you. To literally just like leave it alone. I'll go get you a lawyer. You know.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a long rant of nothingness, but like, it's crazy to me because like Christopher literally like the entire show is like having such a shit time, and I'm like, kind of feel bad for them. You know, the character, except for the part that he like also murders people, and it's a terrible person.
It's so crazy because like I think that's why I really like The Sopranos. Is just like, I think when we talked about the Many Saints of Newark, it's like this is a story about the mafia life, but it's so unglamorous. Like there's nothing like Godfather related to it, where like the Godfather looked like such a big triumph of the mafia. And that's the funny thing of the show as well, because like they always like Tony's favorite movie is The Godfather. Yeah. And because that's his ideal like perspective of the mafia, but in reality he's just like everything fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think in Sopranos, the TV show itself, power is glorified. Like that's kind of like what you get out of that. Yeah, it might not be like the over the top like gangster lifestyle so cool. But it like they kind of do. They kind of like try to make it. But like the thing that you kind of get from it, in the end is like everyone gets fucking killed. Eventually, it's your turn, and like that is the unglamorous part for sure.
Yeah, and like nobody's immortal. People like even the amount of respect that you think that you have, you're just gonna end up dead regardless.
And you can die from like the most simple fucking mistake.
Yeah,
you know, like there's nothing,
or not even stuff that is mafia related.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Good show.
It is, yeah. No, and it shows that like a lot of these guys who are in power are like they're so fragile, in the sense that like anything you say to them they just crack. Like
I don't know if you. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know if you remember. I think it's like someone Sachs, Johnny Sachs or something, from the New York chapter. They were like making fun of his wife's ass, and then it got back to him, and he was like, "I want that guy fucking killed." And I was like, "For a joke?" I was like, "All right, I guess."
Yep. And that's also you also see Junior as well. Junior is such a fragile person,
dude. I forgot Junior trying to kill fucking Tony and his mom signing off on it.
Yeah.
Man. There's so like, oh my god, I actually want to talk about this for so long, but like
the Sopranos stuff.
Overall, like that shit's just good, man. Like
it is. But man, that movie is not great. Many Saints of Newark.
You know what makes me sad about that too is wasn't that one of the last things that dude was on? I can't remember his name.
I
think he plays Tony's dad.
Plays Tony's dad?
Might not be him.
No, John Bernthal was Tony's dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who was I can't think of his name. He's in the movie. What's it called? Saints of what?
The Many Saints of Newark. Yeah. I'm trying to think who passed away during the shooting.
Ray Liotta.
Oh yeah, that's right. He played the other guy's Christopher's father.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher's father's uncle. Or dad, because he was a twin, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray Liotta. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. No, like having a conversation about The Sopranos is something I can still have. But there's a couple things I do forget about that show. Like I actually forgot that Steve Buscemi was in it. So that was another thing.
Yeah, he's at like the tail end too. But it's his like he's such a good actor, man. It's crazy that like I think some people don't know that.
Steve Buscemi's.
Yeah, good man. Good. No, well, not good man. I don't know if he's a good man, but he's a good actor for sure.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good.
Yeah, firefighter.
Just a shame. Just a shame that James Gandolfini is like gone, because it's like he was a very good actor.
It's crazy. He did play Tony really well too. Yeah.
Yeah, and what was it? It's like people who knew him were like, no, he's like the most calm and chill guy in the world.
Yeah.
And he's playing the most like crazy, unhinged, depressed man in this fucking show.
Yeah. What did Gandolfini die from? You remember or no?
I think it was heart-related issues.
The only reason that makes me laugh is because like I think about all the fucking deli meats he eats on the fucking it's like,
and the fucking heavy breathing.
Yeah. Yo, if his heavy breathing was literally just acting, fuck.
Holy shit! But still, it's like. But
he does though. He has like it sounds like he has a nasal passage issue.
Yeah, but it's like that's such a funny thing too of him eating the deli meats is just like because it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
The overeating is a fucking coping mechanism, and it's just like, oh my god, it's like the little things you don't think about it.
Fucking another thing I'm thinking about now off of this was you remember the psychiatrist or psychiatrist?
Yeah, his therapist.
Therapist, thank you. His therapist gets raped, and then she never tells him, does she?
No, I don't think she ever does.
She has like a moment where she really wants to tell him, and then he goes like, "What's wrong?" And she like is about to say something, and then she goes, "Nothing." And like I remember thinking like, "Please tell him," but like she knows the guy would just get murdered.
Yeah, and then it links back to her, and it's just like this whole thing of like her life.
Yeah. I guess it might link back to her, but
the other aspect is like her being even connected to Tony is like a risk for her life as well.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. But it was one of those things that like I was watching it and I was like, you get emotional, and I was like, I wish I got to like see an alternate version where Tony kills the guy, because I was like, honestly, like, you get annoyed when bad things happen to characters you like. So I was like, fuck that guy.
It's so interesting, that show, because like there are moments where it's like it is very grounded in reality, where like some stuff just does not get solved. Like some stuff just gets left as is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, The Sopranos. Damn,
so
now I want to rewatch it.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's an hour an episode, which fucking sucks, but like, good fucking show, man.
Yeah, because I always debated on like rewatching Breaking Bad, but watching other shit.
I had done that too a few months ago. We had talked about it, but that's another show, man, that I'm just like, so fucking good. Narcos too, by the way.
Narcos is a very good show. Yes.
Yeah. All right, back to your scheduled programming.
Yeah, before I was rudely interrupted about The Sopranos and Tony's fetish for gabagool.
Fucking ghoul.
Gabagool.
Crunch.
Oh my god, crunch. What the fuck was I talking about? But yeah, what the fuck was I talking about? I don't remember.
I think you were talking about a TV show or a movie.
Was it a movie? I think it might have been it was the fucking One Piece live action.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm only on like the 5th episode. I want to say the one where they go to Usopp's island. Yeah, and Klahadore is hunting them down. I was a little disappointed that there was no Django there, but yeah, how it is.
You're talking about the live though, right?
Yeah, the live action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm still making my way through that show. So we'll see. I'll have some thoughts. The one thing I would have to say is that the guy who plays Buggy is actually pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I like it. And the other thing I want to give praise to is that I'm glad they did a really good job with the makeup for the fishmen.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, they could have like done no prosthetics, but they went full on with the prosthetic stuff. So like Arlong looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta give praise to that.
I also felt that same way. Like, the character designs were really well done.
Yeah. I do have a criticism when they do meet Buggy, is just like, I forget, like it spans off for like a couple chapters of them in the village that they're with Buggy in the manga. and you kind of get an explanation as to why the village is completely destroyed, which they never say in the show. I guess they just leave it up for interpretation for the audience of just like, oh, he probably just, burnt shit down and like knocked things over and stuff like that. But yeah, it kind of loses the whole impact of like even caring about that town, which is, I think, some of my criticism about the live action series is like they kind of like gloss over a couple of main story things, because like that whole Buggy episode was just in the tent. Like just in the tent the whole time. And also no man-eating lion, no Richie, which is unfortunate. So yeah. Anyways, as for stuff that I played, I finished Atomic Heart. I don't know if you guys have started playing.
What do you think? I haven't played it yet.
I don't. It's very hard. I'm very mixed about this game. Because it's all right. I don't think you're going to like it because of the feel of the guns. And that's not anything that I'm saying as to like take a jab at you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was having that feeling as well, was that like the guns don't feel that great.
From the demo, I did like the guns.
Okay. I don't know. There's something about like the shooting that just like doesn't. It feels like there's no impact. Weirdly enough,
Probably not enough atomic for you. Maybe.
Yeah, there's not enough heart in them.
Yeah.
So I was mentioning this I think a couple episodes ago when I started playing Atomic Heart, where is like the story, the world itself is super interesting but the main thing that I would have to say is a big blemish on the game is the dialogue and the voice direction, because it feels like stuff got lost in translation. I would assume that the game probably feels a little bit better if you're listening to it in Russian, but like how some characters speak is like really weird sometimes, and to the point where like you don't know why they're talking that way or why they're conveying their emotions in that specific way as well. So it's just like it becomes a jumbled mess at times, and it's just like I don't really care for any of these characters, because on top of that, you have your main character who is voiced, but he's like a douche the whole time. And he just yells at his robot glove. So like this is where the game just gets weird, of just like you kind of feel bad for the robot glove. I mentioned before that this game is basically like Russian BioShock. And like I said, the world itself is very interesting. The world itself, I would have to say, is the highlight of the whole game. Besides another thing, but I'll get to that. But the characters, I didn't really care about. The story, I honestly did not care about. And it's weird because like the beginning of the game takes a while to get through, because you're basically in like a whole facility bunker area for a good while for the game. And then the game is just like, oh yeah, now we're doing open world. Well, somewhat open world. Because the thing that kind of annoyed me is that the enemies respawn. Like they just keep coming back. So it feels like I've made no progression whatsoever. So you just have to go and just look for other facilities to find like weapon upgrades and stuff like that. And to be fair, some of the weapon upgrades were pretty cool and pretty all right. But for the most part, it's just like upgrading your shotgun or upgrading your pistol or stuff like that, or finding blueprints to make like different weapon types. But I feel like overall the game is it's like a very hit or miss kind of thing. I because I'm trying to convey this into words. That it's just like I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I liked it, but there were parts that I just didn't really dig as much. I wouldn't say I went into the game having like really high expectations, but even then, I was just like, all right. I finished it. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because like once I beat the game, I was just like, all right, I'm done. And then I remembered, oh yeah, a DLC came out for it, so I played the first DLC, and I finished that, and I'm like, yeah, that was all right. That's it. That's all I got. But the funny thing about the game is that like once you get to the end, you're given a chance of like 2 different endings. So for one ending, you're going through like a whole gauntlet of not gauntlet, but like you're going through like cool boss fights, and it's like, oh, this was really cool. And for the other ending, it just cuts to a cutscene, and like you would have missed out on those boss fights, and it's just like, oh, that sucks. But the game auto saves, so I don't remember if you have the ability to go back. No, you don't. Actually, now that I remember, the game auto saves, so you don't have the ability to go check out the other ending. You would have to play the game all over again in order to get the other ending. So that was the thing where I was just like, having auto saves was not a good idea.
Yeah.
Bless you. I know it was a hiccup.
I have the fucking hiccups. I'm trying to mute myself.
It's okay,
I'm
bro.
so sorry.
So funny enough, the first DLC is based off the good ending, kind of. Because like the endings are also very bizarre as well. Which I don't know what they're planning on doing, if they're doing a sequel or if they're doing the DLCs that are supposed to be sequel related in a sense. Because like I said, the first DLC is based off one of the endings, and it kind of goes from there that like, oh, here's another part of the area, the facility that like got not as fucked over, but still kind of fucked over. And you have to go check it out and see what you can find from there. But the game, like I said, like there's a lot of like interesting things that the game tries to show you in its world. Because like I mentioned, it's like it's essentially Russian BioShock, but there's robots and there's also weird mutant plant things because people in there were trying to fuck around with like plants and like and biology of specific animals and stuff like that. So like
the plant stuff, if it means, I'm sorry to interrupt you. If the plant thing you're talking about means like there's plants that are gonna fight you, that's fucking dumb. It looks like you're gonna say yes. That's fine. I don't mind some of this stuff getting ruined for me. I just think that's fucking dumb that you have to fight plants. Holy shit.
It's weird because it's like you're not technically fighting plant stuff. I don't know how to explain this, because like there is this weird plant fleshy looking thing that's like a bulb that flies around, and then I guess for one of the sequences there's like corpses lying around, so essentially it's like a head crab from Half-Life 2, where like it attaches to a corpse and like it starts controlling the corpse, but it's essentially the bulb in the head attacking you. And then there's another weird fleshy thing afterwards that you fight. Yes? Questions?
Fleshy, say?
Fleshy.
No, I said that's dumb.
Wow, so much hate for a Russian game.
I mean,
but the thing I would have to say, besides the world standing out, bro, the fucking music in this fucking game is so good. Like, the variety of music is insane. Because you have fucking, like, Russian screamo metal. Then you have, like, European trance music. And then you have, like, classical Russian songs. and then remixes of classical Russian songs. So it's like crazy bizarre genres that you would not expect. Because there was a facility that I went into, because that's one of the cool things. I think that's where the music can kind of be highlighted as well. Because you go into different bunkers and like you look for blueprints and treasures and stuff like that. So when you enter a new bunker, there's music playing in the background, and one of the songs that I found was this like trance song that I was just like, what the fuck? This is a banger. Like it is so catchy, and it's like it was a song that I posted in the Discord. And I was just like, what the fuck? Why is this in like the fucking optional area that you could go check out? Like it is crazy. But then there's in the DLC there's a sequence where you're fighting a weird robot creature, and the fucking song that starts playing is called the Lambada, but the beginning beat is like that fucking J-Lo song. What is it? It's using the same beat as from that old song, but it's when I heard it, it's like dance the night away, na, 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 and on the floor. Like it's that fucking J-Lo song. I was listening to it. I was like, is this the fucking J-Lo song? And it's like, it surprised me. It genuinely did. Yeah, but there's so many good tracks. There was a fucking track in there that felt like a Doom Eternal song out of nowhere.
That's sick.
It was crazy. Like the music is genuinely like surprising and really fucking good.
Yeah.
But I think overall the gameplay is like it's okay. There wasn't really anything that I would have to say that, oh man, I love the feel of the guns from my perspective, but like even the powers are kind of like all right. Cuz it was like kind of like the basic stuff of like freeze, lightning. There was one you could use as like a shield. I think there was another one where you can blast dudes with like some kind of like foam thing and like light them on fire to create more damage and stuff like that. But it wasn't, you know, it wasn't anything like I could take away and be like, man, Atomic Heart is the best game in the world. But it just goes back to the whole line reading direction, like how the voices were directed. Because dude, when when I say that it was really weird on how they spoke, it was really fucking weird at times, because it's just like, why is my character always an asshole? And it's just like, that's just how he is. Like that's just how he rolls. So yeah, it's such a bizarre game. It's very weird. It's a very weird game. I would say that like if you are interested in it and if you're playing it for free, you know, go ahead. But from my opinion, it's like it's all right. The music is the big takeaway, and the world is the big takeaway, because, you know, it being like this futuristic utopia of Russia and the idea of like what communism can be. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, it's Russian BioShock, but it's like, yeah, it's like the story, the characters, you don't really give a shit about. And there's a point where like there's more explanation for your main character. I just didn't care. I didn't care about his backstory. So I was like, all right. That's it. Yeah, so Atomic Heart was the newest thing that I beat. And then I just went back to playing other shit on my own time. I started going back to Yakuza 5. Yakuza 5 is pretty good. There's a taxi driving mini game, which is the dumbest shit in the world, but it's actually really fun because there's like two different things of taxi driving, where like you can take people to their destinations as like a regular taxi, but you have to follow like the rules. So like the whole grading system is like, Oh, did you stop at the red light? Did you let a person walk past you? Oh, did you stop in time before a person decides to fucking jaywalk in front of you? Uh, did you stop at the stop sign? Like goofy shit like that. Oh, and did you
That's
make
kind of hilarious.
like did you make conversation with the passenger behind you? It's just like it's so dumb, but I love it. And the other thing is racing in your taxi car. Where you're having like fucking Daytona USA racing against a fucking race gang. And can you be the top racer? Like it's, oh man, Yakuza 5 is so goofy, but I finished Kiryu's part, so now I'm in the second part of that game where you play as Taiga Saijima, and I haven't gotten that far into it. But, you know, that's stuff that I'm continuing to play. You're playing Lost Judgment currently. Lost Judgment is really fun. It's really good. I just kind of want to do everything in that game because it's genuinely like really good. And it's so funny that like I was looking back at the amount of videos that I streamed, like the VODs, and the majority of them is the fucking side quest shit that I've just been doing the whole time. Because there's this whole little thing, because I know you pop in and out from the streams. Essentially there's this whole subplot about how the high school that you're at, what is it? It's like you become a counselor for the mystery research club, and the president of the mystery research club comes up to you and she's like, I'm suspecting that a lot of the students in our school are like, they're getting help from somebody that allows them to do their delinquencies shit. So I want you to investigate it. Excuse me. So she's like, oh, but I need you to infiltrate other clubs. So that becomes the whole thing of like you gaining the trust of like these different clubs that you get assigned to. So like there's the robotics club, there's the dance club. That's what you saw probably. The dance club, the esports team, the fucking the skateboard crew, the photography club, the boxing club, fuck it, like just there was like a motorcycle gang you could join. So it's like really goofy like shit that you could do to gain these people's trust, and they were all really fun and really good, and like I started to care for some of these characters because it's just like what drives them to do better. So I finally reached the end point of that where now I can actually find out who is the possible bad guy that is helping the delinquents. And then there's another thing that's happening in another side quest where you have to find an evil detective agency. It's like goofy shit like that I really like about that series, the Yakuza and the Judgment series, where it's like their side quests are just like really stupid, but like they're just fun. But then like it's for its main story, it's it's really interesting because like it's still, I wouldn't say it's a murder mystery because we kind of figure out who the murderer is, but there is still the mystery to it of like some possible puppet master pulling the strings. So the overarching main story is like it's still really interesting and it's very very good. Yeah, Lost Judgment is a fucking great time. And I'm very excited to play Like a Dragon Gaiden and then eventually Infinite Wealth, because Infinite Wealth is, oh man, it's one of my most anticipated games of this year, but we'll see once I get there. Oh, and I got all the trophies in fucking Resident Evil Village. I got all the trophies. I just had to play through hardcore mode for the Rose DLC and then play some of the Mercenaries DLC. And yeah, it was good. Yeah, that's for stuff that I played and watched.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the main thing that has been taking my time besides that, One Piece, obviously. So I think last time that I spoke, I finished I finished the Alabasta arc, so Crocodile's gone. He's done. He's not gone, but that part is done. So I have read through Skypiea. I don't know if Wesley's still there. I don't know if he can hear me. Because he knows.
Wesley?
He's dead now. See, he died.
Hi.
There he is. Not dead. Let's see. What did I read through? So yeah, Baroque Works is done. Skypiea, Water 7, and then Thriller Bark I finished. So now I'm on Saboti. Where are you in One Piece, Wesley? Episode 93?
No, episode like 11, some shit. Whatever the notes episode is.
Okay, whatever.
That was like months ago, but yeah.
Yeah. So can we talk about Enel? Can we talk about
I know.
the guy with the
dude from Skypiea?
that's the guy from Skypiea.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Thoughts on Enel? Which, funny enough, in the fucking manga, his name is Eneru.
Yeah, it's his actual name.
Eneru?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they say in the fucking thing? Because I see people typing in Enel. And in the manga, it says Eneru. I don't know.
remember, honestly, because I was like fucking chapters and chapters ago.
Wow. So you're not a true fan of the One Piece. All right.
But yeah, what about him?
No, I was like, what are your thoughts on Skypiea?
It was interesting. It was weird how they were just like, oh yeah, this guy is leaving for like 70 years, but coming back to fight you. So have fun with that.
Which guy?
And they're real?
He come back from 70 years?
No, that's what he was like before they left Skypiea. He was like, I'm gonna come back to fight you eventually.
Oh yeah. He went to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. No, I liked Skypiea. I like the whole thing of the whole reveal with what's his name? Mont Blanc? Mont Blanc? What is that?
Mudblood?
No, not Mudblood. Mont Blanc. Where the guy with the chestnut on his head? No? Not ringing any bells? Okay. Either way, there was a really like interesting backstory thing where he was like talking with the tribes people before the island got shot up into the sky. And yeah, Skypiea was okay. Water 7 though. Water 7 got introduced to Frankie. So I met Frankie. Frankie's pretty alright. He's cool. It was a very long arc, and then I got to see Nico Robin's backstory. I finally saw it. Why are these characters only created just to suffer? I don't understand. Like, fucking Nico's Robin's backstory is like tragedy upon tragedy upon tragedy, just all in one, and then the rest of her life is just hardships. Like, it is wild, like, of just her not knowing who her mom is, and then the rest of her family members being fucking assholes, and then her only friends, who are these, like, archaeologists, being like, Robin, we love you, but you can't be studying this shit of the poneglyphs, because those shits are gonna fuck up your life. And then the fucking what is it called? The call, the oh my god, what is it called?
What?
What is it called when the Marines basically bomb a whole ass island?
Oh, the Buster Call.
Buster Call. Yeah, there we go. and then her island gets buster called, and then her mom reappears, and then her mom like is like, oh no, you're not my daughter, and then she's like, no, you're my mom, and then she's like, fuck, you are my daughter. The whole thing where she's like, you have to leave now, and then her giant friend dies, Saul. I'm like, it's tragedy upon tragedy upon tragedy upon tragedy, and then like the rest of her life she was wanted from the age of 8, and it's just like, oh my god. So you gotta understand why she has like trust issues and stuff like that, and why she uses people. But then like you have that moment of her saying like, I want to live, and it's just like, yeah,
Oh,
One
dude,
Piece.
that scene gave me chills.
I want to live. I want to go
it
to
was so
sea
good.
with you. Yeah, no, it was good.
I
And
was like,
then
she knew like after like fucking over the crew so much that like
yeah,
they were
she's like,
still on her side, and like
yeah. And then you got
how she
Chop,
cared for her.
and even Chopper was willing to risk his life to be like, I'm trying to,
Yeah, exactly.
time to go monster Chopper.
Oh, Monster Point. Yeah.
Yeah, Monster Point. Oh my god. You know what I found out? I found out in the Japanese dub, the actor for Chopper is the same voice actress that does Pikachu.
Oh.
I was like, why does Chopper sound so cute? And it's like, oh yeah, Pikachu.
Yep.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's so crazy. Yeah, Water 7 was such an interesting like arc because of the fact that like it introduces a new character, and then it does this whole other thing where it's like, oh yeah, Robin's whole fucking backstory, and then it leads to a whole thing of Luffy using Gear 2, I believe, in that one, and also Bone Balloon. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see that. And it was cool to see that Rob Lucci is kind of cool. I like him.
Oh yeah. Did you read about their fight yet or no?
In Water 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they're at the Ennie's lobby.
Yeah.
Where he turns Jaguar Man.
Yeah, and then Luffy's like, I'm super speed pink man.
Yeah, now Luffy's like, I'm gonna punch you so hard, Jaguar Man. And Jaguar Man's like, no you won't. And then Luffy punched him so hard. Yeah, it's the whole Ennie's lobby thing was like really cool. And and then after that became Thriller Bark with Brook being introduced. Laboon.
Oh, dude, his story is sad too.
Laboon. Oh my god, when I saw that I was like, I teared up because I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about Laboon. And
I forgot about Laboon, bro. What?
I forgot about Laboon because it's just like, because Laboon was at the beginning of the journey. He was at the entryway, and it's just like, oh my god, Laboon. And I'm like, will Brook ever see Laboon again? And yeah, that whole thing was pretty good. But even then, besides the whole Laboon thing, it was just like what happened with Brook about him being alone. It's just, it's like, that's a whole other thing of just like, you feel for this character who's just been alone, unable to die, but he can technically die. I don't know if like, I know the whole thing about the gum fruit is that like you can't swim, but like, would Brook?
It's just any devil fruit, you can't swim.
Yeah, but oh yeah, sorry, I didn't mean the gum fruit, the devil fruit. But like, would Brook die if he drowned?
Yes.
More research needs to be done. But yeah, it's just like, just being alone, and then Laboon, and he's like, I made a promise to a friend of mine, and they're like, a friend, and I was like, Laboon. And I'm like, oh my god, it's the fucking whale. I forgot it's the fucking whale. And it's like, you get to see baby Laboon, and I'm like, yeah, baby Laboon.
He has a giant mark on his forehead.
Yeah, but it was nice. I really liked it. And then like the other introduction to like the other warlords of the sea. Gecko Maria, I think is the name.
Oh, that's fucking shit. Yeah.
Yeah, where he has, what is it, the shadow fruit, some shit like that.
I think he. No, I think he. If I remember correctly, hold on. Let me see who he was before I like say anything I'm supposed to.
He has the ability to control control shadows, and then like put the shadows into zombies.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Also, I really like the design of Perona, the ghost girl.
Fuck yeah. Literally, I hate everybody's laugh from that.
Oh,
This arc.
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody's laugh. I've only
Lucky you.
read it, so it do be like that sometimes.
Lucky you.
Yeah,
Their laughs are terrible.
I like the fact that like in the manga they're just drawn just weird, because like even then, like back in the beginning of One Piece, it's like people have like weird designs, but in Thriller Bark there's just some weirdos. That's all it is. They just go full weird. And then more shit with Bartholomew Kuma.
Oh, Kuma's a weird fucking story.
Yeah, and then the whole reveal that he's a cyborg.
Yep.
Yeah. Like that was the thing. I was just like, oh, all right. But that's also the interesting part, was that like I've heard of some stuff in One Piece like happening. Not to the extent of like full knowledge, but like Kuma's like, oh yeah, I was created by, what is his name? Vegapunk? Vegapunk? Is it Vegapunk?
Mhm.
Okay. And then like apparently this new season of One Piece, they're gonna meet Vegapunk eventually. So it's like, oh yeah, like they were building, shit was being built to certain moments. So yeah, Thriller Bark was pretty good. And then now I'm on Saboti, which is the human trafficking archipelago.
Oh, Sabaody Archipelago.
It's like, oh my god. Fucking Hachi just tells them, if you see anybody beg for their life, just ignore them. There's nothing you can do. And it's like, oh my god. Oh my fucking god. But it's also
You're about to hit time skip after Sabaody.
I fucking was like reading through like the rest of like the volume titles. There's just one, I guess spoilers, one is just called The Death of Portgas D. Ace. And I was just like, oh, all right.
Bro, that's, oh my god.
Because I knew about that. That was like the whole turning point of One Piece. But it's just like, nope, there's just a straight up volume just called The Death of Portgas D. Ace. And it's just like, oh, okay. But it's interesting because like I haven't gotten that far. So in Saboti, I'm basically like, what is it? Like they're trying to get back the mermaid girl currently, and Luffy just punched one of the celestial dragons.
Okay, good. You saw that. Good.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So it's like the manga basically finishes at the point of him just punching the dude. But the cool part is that like you see that there are other people who are basically Luffy's rivals. So I got to see Eustace Kid, Trafalgar Law. What was the other one? Something Eustace? Oh no, not Eustace. No. I already said Eustace Kid. I mean Hawkins. What the fuck was his name? Something Hawkins. Then something Capone was the other one.
Oh yeah, it's Basil Hawkins, and then it's not Al Capone. It's something
Capone, yeah, and then the something
Capone
Bonnie.
Capone Beige or
beige Capone or beige Capone, something like that. Yeah, and then something Bonnie. The female?
Jewelry Bonnie.
Bonnie. Yeah, that's her name. So, yeah, I'm in the human trafficking arc of One Piece. It's so funny because it's just like that's why I'm really enjoying it, because I don't know the directions of fucking where One Piece is gonna go. Because I'm like, you started off at a grand adventure, and then it's just like, oh, here's a conspiracy arc about these fucking weirdos that are part of a weird conspiracy group of agents and Baroque works. And then
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then afterwards it's like
Uh,
uh fuck, what was afterwards? Afterwards was like shit. Not even that. It's just like the fucking fishmen and fucking Arlong Park, where like they rule under tyranny, and like fucking Arlong is just like uh, fishmen are superior than humans, and he's going on about like fishmen's superiority. And then the other shit of like fucking Enel or Enuru, where he's like, I'm basically God. You can't like
Yep.
defy me.
Yep.
Yeah, that shit was good. That shit was very good. But yeah, One Piece is a fucking trip, man. I'm like I said, I'm very interested to see where it goes. Yeah, I probably keep up with it. I do want to play One Piece Odyssey, but I think, what is it? I think it's like after volume 70 is where technically I can play it, because it basically is after the Dressrosa arc. Is that what it is?
I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember. I think we talked about this, or like where that game is
I
supposed
want
to
to
take
say
place.
yes.
Yeah, like it's supposed to take place at that point of the story, but I still have to read through, because it's obviously the designs of all the characters are like during their time skip, which
Yeah.
also controversial opinion. Their time skip outfits are not as good as their originals.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Not all of them.
not all of them. Because everybody else in the beginning looks fucking great. I miss Robin's cowgirl outfit with the hat. That is a very good design. Yeah, just great. I'm having a grand old time. And besides reading that, I've been reading another book. I've been reading, surprisingly enough. I know Haler hates words, but I have been. He can't speak now because he's a bitch who can't read.
I'll be dead. I haven't heard him in a while.
Yeah, he's a illiterate bitch. I've been.
Wow, okay.
He can't defend himself. I've been reading a book. So there was a podcast that I listened to called Tudor Ramble, and it's basically two guys talking about like fiction books that they like. So one of the guys on there talks about author that he really likes called Terry Pratchett. And Terry Pratchett has his series of books called the Discworld books. So I'm reading the first book called what is it called? The Color of Magic, I believe it's called. Jesus, I'm forgetting the title. I'm reading this fucking thing. Yes, The Color of Magic. And it's very interesting because the first chapter basically sets up what this world is and why it's called Discworld. And essentially it's a world on a disc on the back of a giant turtle, but the world is also being held by elephants and a cosmic plane, but there's people that live in Discworld. But they know about the giant turtle and the elephants. So it's very weird in that perspective. But the story itself is kind of contained to this one character who's a wizard. So the world is kind of like medieval fantasy in a way, where there are wizards and knights and heroes and stuff like that. So the character that you're following in the Colors of Magic is this wizard by the name of Rincewind. And basically the interesting part of the world and what this book is trying to like set up within the world is that magic is specifically spells are things you have to learn and you have to like kind of remember in order for you to do. So wizards cannot really conjure up things unless they're willing to, I think, like give up a specific amount of like of something else. Like there's like the rule of equivalent exchange in a sense. So like wizards can't like do, you know, summon fucking tornadoes and shit like that unless they're willing to give up something of equal value in the sense. So Rincewind is a failed wizard, but he's really good at remembering specific words and languages to the point where he actually can speak several languages. Funny enough, how the book opens is the city that you're introduced to is burning and you don't know how, and then eventually you meet Rincewind, and Rincewind basically explains as to like what the fuck happened in the town. And this tourist from a different continent comes in, and it's this weird looking dude with 4 eyes, and everybody's like, what the fuck is going on with that? We've never seen a tourist around here. And the guy has like this luggage that is just like this sentient chest with feet, and its lid is like its mouth. So it's like this really weird fucking shit that's happening. And Rincewind is able to talk to him because the guy, the tourist, is able to talk in a different language. That Rincewind luckily is able to speak as well. So they communicate with one another and they try to like understand about each other's culture in a sense. But there's like this whole weird thing behind the scenes where this aristocrat slash patriarch kind of rules that town slash area is like, he goes to Rincewind and he's like, hey, you need to take care of this tourist, because if he ends up dying, because our area is known to be like really bad, if he ends up dying, you're dead. So you basically have to babysit this guy and make sure he has a good time, so when he goes back, there's a good word for us. And Rincewind's like, all right, I guess I'll do that. I guess. So the book like continues to explain that like there's something more going on behind the scenes, but I'm only in like chapter 2, but these chapters are pretty long. But so far I'm kind of enjoying it because of how weird the world is. And right now on the chapter that I'm on, they leave the town because obviously the town's burning, and they're going in a completely different direction. And Rincewind gets like sidetracked to the point where like these like tree nymphs essentially capture him, and they tell him, oh, your friend is going to be sacrificed to this weird old god thing. So there's nothing you can do except watch. So now Rincewind is trying to like go after the tourist to make sure that he's fine so he doesn't die. There's like really, really weird shit, but it's really interesting. I really like it. The Colors of Magic. Yeah, Discworld. Have you read any books, Wesley?
Books? Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay. The Color of Magic, excuse me. Yeah, it's weird because like from that podcast I was like hearing about how like Discworld is like such an interesting universe, and like yeah, so far it's been pretty interesting because it's like there's like instances of humor in it as well, where it's like, yeah, I was not expecting humor to be in it, and it's like just goofy ass situations. Yeah, it's really neat. Yeah, and the other thing that I've been doing is I've been trying to use my laptop. So I kind of upgraded my laptop, and I got an SSD for it, an NVMe, cuz this fucking thing was using a mechanical drive, but like one of the smaller ones. I got it right here. And this thing was failing. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm going to get an NVMe for this thing. And I got an NVMe, and it works perfectly fine. The only problem that I just came into, and I got RAM for it. I got new RAM because it was running like only 8 gigs of RAM. So I got it like 32 gigs of RAM, which surprisingly enough for a laptop, like it was easy to find and not super expensive.
Yeah, your laptop.
Yeah,
you like it?
My laptop?
Yeah, the new one. It's new, right?
No, it's an old one.
So you bought a used one?
What do you mean?
Like, no, it's an older laptop you had. You just upgraded parts.
I basically upgraded parts for my old laptop.
Oh, okay, my bad.
No, it's all right. You don't listen, but it's okay.
I misunderstood. Well, because when you messaged us the other day, I thought you said you bought a new laptop.
Oh no! I'm not crazy. I am
so
crazy.
You got
in certain
new RAM
aspects.
and what else?
And SSD. Well,
That's
NVMe, an NVMe for it.
I mean, NVMe is going to be a noticeable difference for sure.
Yeah, it is. No, because I was mentioning that it was working on this like hard drive, but it's a mechanical one.
Yeah.
And this thing was failing because like it was audible on like it trying.
When you say mechanical, that's an HDD or whatever.
Yeah, it's an HDD, but like it's a small one. It's a mobile HDD according to it.
Gotcha.
From Seagate.
Yeah, that's the ones we put on PlayStation 3,
yeah,
I think.
This thing was on the verge of dying. Like it was bad because like you can hear like the disc inside like trying to be read. Like that's how bad it was.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because like
you're on the what year did you buy that laptop? The
it's kind of old-ish. Because
like 2009.
No, it was like 2015. I want to say because I was trying to get a laptop for community college. So by the time I graduated high school, I was like, I need a laptop for like community college stuff. So it's like
actually not that old for it being like just a writing laptop or something, or for like school stuff.
It's almost 10 years old.
And 7 years old.
2015.
Oh, we're 24. My bad. 8 years old. Yes, it would almost be 10 years. But yeah.
Anyways, no, I'm kidding. So yeah, I just wanted to use the thing for like light editing and stuff like that, but not obviously for rendering because the thing doesn't have a GPU in it. So I was just planning on using it for like just to like edit and like splice out things and not to use my whole desk setup, and then eventually transfer those files to my desk setup so I can render it. And then if I ever felt like doing, I guess just like I don't want to say video essays, but like if I ever felt like doing anything I wanted to talk about, like just type stuff. So the other thing that I realized when I was like using this thing was at the fact that this fucking thing, I think the battery is bad. Because obviously it's a fucking old ass computer, and I think the problem was that at times I would just leave this thing to charge for days, so it's most likely that the battery just like is failing. So I bought a new battery that's coming in like Friday, and hopefully that ends up solving the whole issue. But just upgrading it to the NVMe was like obviously a huge difference. The other thing was I was like, I need something to transfer my files and stuff like that. So I got this. This little guy is 1 terabyte. He's very cute. It's called the Scarab. This thing is fucking cool. I like this thing because I have USB flash drives, but weirdly enough, this is 250 gigs, and it can't transfer some of the files that I have for it from my computer when it's like video specifically, because it would come up with an error saying that the video is way too big for the thing. So I was like, all right, I'll get an SSD. I saw this, and funny enough, it's by the same company that I got the NVMe for, and this thing is so fucking cool. Like, it's so cool. because it comes with 2 different wires. Obviously, one USB one for transferring files, and then a USB-C where basically you can connect this thing to your phone, and your files are just right there on your phone. So I like this thing. Did I mention how cute it is? It is very cute. Look at it. Look at this guy. Sing praises. Do it.
Look at it.
Look at it. Look at this little guy. He's just a little guy. That's all it is. So yeah, that's my whole thing. Cause this was the other thing, is that like I was thinking about like, oh man, do I get a whole ass fucking laptop just to do video editing and stuff like that? And it's just like, nah. It's like I'm just doing light editing and stuff like that. Like I'm not doing anything crazy. On top of that, I'm just gonna be transferring the files to this so I can put it on my actual computer and then fucking render it from there. But yeah, I just don't want my computer to be on because this thing is a fucking energy hog. So I just want to use something else because like I do have my tablet, but this thing is like only 4 gigs of RAM.
Memory.
RAM. But I'm using this thing mostly for like reading and stuff like that, for like light stuff. So that other thing is going to be used for like, you know, making
porn.
Yeah, making porn. Just like, you know, just to splice videos and then like make a script or something, and just pretty much that. Yeah. Just light stuff.
Question.
Yes.
How often do you clean your PC out?
Mine?
Yeah.
Like once or twice every month, because my thing is like giant and it has a bunch of airflow. So
yeah. So like once or twice a month. So you never need to like you never pull the heatsink off and like repaste and everything.
I mean, I've had this thing for like, I think now it's been a year.
Yeah.
So I haven't really put on like new thermal paste on it.
Okay.
As of yet.
Not that you should have to. Like something I learned is compared to my old PC, because my old PC and I have the CPU right next to me and the heatsink from it, it has like clumps of dust in it, like clumps. And it's because the old case only had one exhaust fan and nothing else, no influx at all. And but it's old, like, you know, nothing in there was really hot. It was a really shitty graphics card, a really old CPU, so the heatsink was enough, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the new case I have has a ton of fans. So like I was cleaning it the other day because there's a lot of dust at the bottom, and I wanted to get to the inside and clean the fans themselves. So I was doing all that, and I looked at my graphics card and I was like, let me dust that bitch off too. Like might as well, just to like make sure it doesn't collect the dust. And then I was talking about, the other one had a lot of on the heatsink for the CPU. So I was looking at mine the other day for the new one, and I was like, didn't see anything, and I was like, literally, if I would have just let it go a month on the old one, you would see so much dust in there. And the difference is, I think it's the airflow. Like it keeps the dust from like settling.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, it really actually makes a difference just to have more fans.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It do be like that, yeah, because I have 3 fans, and I guess, you know, I have an AIO as my cooler, so like I have fans shooting out air. But they're, what's the biggest size again? Is it 180?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean they're big fans for the intake and the exhaust.
Yeah.
But this case is fucking huge. So it has like a good amount of airflow.
What is it, a full full case?
It's a big ass case.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a I think a mid case or whatever.
Yeah. It's to the point where like getting a full ass case might have been a bad idea, but yeah, I like it.
More space is always good though.
It's always more good. When
you gotta put that new giant graphics card
when I gotta put in the 8090 in 2083.
Yep.
We'll see. But yeah, no. Laptop, like I said, just been like upgrading parts, but I'm really, like I said, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that like the battery is like the thing, because that was the thing that like really bugged me, was like I turned this thing on, and then the battery is like, oh yeah, now you're at like 60%, and I'm like, it's only been like fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's for sure a battery thing.
Yeah. Yeah, just hoping. I will update on Friday when that part comes in. But yeah, I just been looking at like, different accessories and stuff like that, and then this little guy came up because I was like, I need to transfer like video files, and this thing is 1 terabyte, and it works like a charm. Like
Nice.
it's great. I love this thing. If it came out with a 2 terabyte or a 4 terabyte, I would fucking buy one of these again, because it's just so good, and he's so cute. He's a little guy. Yeah, very cool. Very cool, Kanye. I'm trying to think, what was the other thing that I was... Oh, that was the other thing. So I had it. So here's the thing about me as a person. I don't really customize my like technology, because you know how like some people have like stickers and stuff like that they paste onto like their...
Yeah.
So this thing is already almost fucking 10 years old. And the other thing was, I didn't realize that some of the screws, when you take off the bottom plate to get into the internals, there are 2 screws that are very different in length. So I didn't realize that one of the screws was longer than the other ones, and I was putting it in a spot that was meant for a shorter screw. So I was screwing this thing, and it wasn't until later I realized, oh fuck, it's way too long. So I took it out, and then I opened the laptop again, and literally at that corner is like a fucking dent, because I was screwing it too hard, and this thing is fucking brushed aluminum. So I was like, fuck, like now there's this fucking big ass welt. So I had to get like a thing, a little like a little thing and like a hammer, and basically like try to flatten that thing out. It worked, but like you can obviously see that there's a blemish right there. So I was like, you know what? I'm at a point where I'm just gonna fucking put stickers on this thing. So to cover up that blemish, I think Wesley would appreciate this. Oh, the other thing is that this thing folds.
Oh, backwards.
Yeah. Wesley, look who it is. Wesley?
Hey, that's what's up.
It's the boy!
You said this is a 2015 laptop?
Yeah.
And it folds back? That's insane.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing about this until more recently.
This is like a Zen... They called it like a Zen book or something.
Oh, the Zen books?
Yeah.
I thought those were Microsoft's. Like, I know it's still Windows, but I thought Microsoft's was like...
This is an Asus.
No, I thought Microsoft like coined the Zen book or something.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like an Asus thing, an Asus laptop, but it's pretty old, like I said. But doesn't have a dedicated graphics. All right, sorry about that. I pressed the pause. I guess just to sum it up, I was doing my laptop shit. Anyways, I'm not gonna go through that whole fucking ridiculous nonsense. All right, that's it. News.
Yeah, let's take a little break real quick.
Time pause. All right, we're back. Hello. All right, let's do this. Let's get to the news. What do you guys want to talk about first? Okay, I think what I can do is basically mash all this shit together, because it has been a clusterfuck of just layoffs. So,
yeah, true.
Let me just get this all together. As to who is essentially just gone at this point. There. That one, and that was kind of like over there. Okay, so can we have a discussion about why Embracer Group was a bad company to go and get a bunch of small studios? Because no, you go ahead.
I agree. Because they're just gonna ruin it.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Wesley, any opinions? Did you embrace the group?
Because they're bad.
There you go. He knows. Essentially, Embracer Group has gotten rid of Piranha Bytes, which is the developers for Gothic and Elex. Yeah, well, they haven't gotten rid of, but the company Piranha Bytes is facing closure, so it's the exact same thing as who was the other company that Embracer Group had that they weren't doing? I think it was Radical. Radical fuck, what was it?
Radical fuck. Nice.
Yeah, Radical fuck. Free Radical, excuse me. Free Radical was the other one that was owned by Embracer that was also facing closures, but I think they're currently up for sale, just like Gearbox. So yeah, them, Black Forest Games, the people who developed the Destroy All Humans remakes, has been cut by 50%, thanks to Embracer Group as well. Crystal Dynamics was another one as well, that when they bought Crystal Dynamics. Let's see. So basically, yeah, Crystal Dynamics, Beamdog, Zen Studios, and Fish Lab were the other ones. Now another company, Raycon Games, is the studio that's behind what the fuck is the game called? Ruiner. That's what the game has laid off around 80% of its staff. Funny enough, they are supposedly coming out with a new game, but I think it has been delayed indefinitely because of the amount of people gone. After that, we have Behavior Interactive, the people behind Dead by Daylight. 45 jobs were cut at its Montreal headquarters this month. And then Microsoft has laid off, let's see, 1,900 Activision Blizzard and Xbox employees, including the including the president over at Blizzard, Mike Ybarra, is gone, which led into another thing that they've announced their new president, Johanna Faries. I don't know how to pronounce her specific name, but for those that don't know, Johanna is a general manager for the competitive Call of Duty League, and she's also has 12 years experience for what was it? It was for the NFL, but for specifically I think brand managing or something of that sort. So the lady knows business, if you want to get behind that. So can't wait for Diablo 5 to have more nonsense in it. Now the other one, funny enough, because Wesley and Haler love the League of Legends.
Riot, yeah.
Yes, Riot. I read this whole thing of Riot's statement to the rioters, you guys out there. Basically it felt like this whole thing of like we had to do this because our players needed us to be better, which feels like that Lord Farquaad scene where he's like, I'm willing to sacrifice all of you for the sake. Like, I forget that line that Lord Farquaad says.
It didn't feel like that to me. I felt like they were just trying to be transparent about it.
Well, because you're a rioter, bro.
Oh, if you read the stuff they said, like they're giving you a breakdown of like what the people are gonna be receiving as far as like how to like get themselves into a new job and shit. And
okay. There we go. Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. There you go. That's the Lord Farquaad thing. The thing is that it's. I understand from their perspective, or I understand from the statement that they're saying that it is not something to appease shareholders, but it's like it's such a bizarre thing of like where was the money going for a lot of these like things over at Riot, because what did they say didn't necessarily make them money? It was Legends of Runeterra, where basically,
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
that game doesn't really make money, I don't think.
Wow, so much hate for the card game. I remember I played a little bit
Legends
of
of Runeterra, yeah. I don't see like any news about it whatsoever.
I personally don't enjoy that game, and I've played it twice, I think. I
Mhm.
think that's kind of like a big most experience for people.
Yeah.
They're getting rid of Riot Forge,
Right.
which is
what is that?
that's like the company that made I guess not company, it's a studio within Riot
Oh, it's a sub
that
studio.
made a phone game, the PlayStation game Ruin King. Well, not just PlayStation, but the
the
single
narrative
player
game, yeah.
right? And then they made a new game, which is another character from League of Legends. And again, that's a single player game. I don't know. They worked on something else too. I can't remember. Another game, of course. And they said they're closing the doors to that, but they said they're not going to like completely cut that off. They said, well, like that Forge is gone, but they're open to other studios making the game for them. They'll just work with them. So like,
but that's my thing, is that like where was the money going? Is it a server thing?
So not just with this, but with all these companies that are cutting people. I think because like when the pandemic happened, there was like a huge influx of people.
So that is obviously the biggest thing, is that like
Right.
the pandemic was the leading cause of like video games going up, but it's like it was under the circumstances of what a lot of people were in, was that like a lot of them had to stay home, so the only form of entertainment was video games.
Right. And there was an influx of like people that normally weren't play video games now started playing video games.
Yeah.
So I mein, like some of these staffs getting laid off, I think is just like the butterfly effect of that, right? Like just
yeah, like this boom is not going to happen forever. It is
right. Now they're all seeing not the same amount of money coming in because people aren't focused on video games as much anymore.
Yeah.
Or at least the people that were. I don't know. I mean, that's what it seems like. It also like these layoffs just keep coming and coming.
We're only in January, and the amount of layoffs is insane.
Yeah. And that's the industry. That's the game industry. Like that's not.
Yeah.
Really anything else.
But it's like it's not even in the game industry. It's just like everywhere is like having a rough time when it comes to hiring and sunsetting and closing. Like a lot of places are closing down.
Like what?
I'm trying to think. What was the other thing? Fuck. I had it in my head.
I know like a lot of technology is.
Having a lot of technology, like big company shit like that. By the way, I guess just on the topic of just video games themselves. I'm trying to think. Fuck, what was it? I got nothing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Technology is taking hits, and again, I think that's more so like because everyone's using their phones, everyone's using apps at the time, all that shit. I mean, like,
let's say not closing, but the fucking Netflix was the other one where they were laying off people, and then increasing their prices was the other one. Twitch is also another one. Discord, so yeah, technology, most technology, yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like video games, technology, stuff like that is having the issue because there was such a boom. And then maybe it wasn't like a huge boom, but like they for sure hired more people during the pandemic to keep up with other shit. And like things with Netflix, like Netflix has already shown it wasn't going to be super sustainable because how much money they fucking put into these shows and shit. I mean, I don't know their profits off of things. I don't know how much they put in. And actually, this is just like more so like my own like theory, I guess, of like they put so much into these fucking shows it just doesn't sound like they can keep up with it. But I mean, like, if they do keep raising their prices, similar to like the Disney thing, because Disney raised it like super heavily, and it's like I don't think anyone's gonna pay to watch like Pinocchio a third time.
So I have a question. Valorant and League are both free to play games, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
As somebody that doesn't know these games or specifically what Riot makes, where does their income come from? Is it mostly from like
microtransactions?
But what do the microtransactions usually have?
Just art skins.
Just skins?
Yep.
So it's mostly from that?
That's it, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's like level boosting, but like things like that.
So is there like anything similar to like the format of Fortnite where it's like there's battle passes and stuff like
they
that?
have those too, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a curious case from my perspective, just like, is League still appealing to people?
Yes.
Well,
to an extent, yeah.
I think there was like a lull, not being funny,
Lol.
where maybe like a year ago, where it seemed like it wasn't like as investing. But I mean, like, so in America, is League still appealing? Not to like the younger generation, I don't think. Like,
only for the boomers.
Really, but I think like, is League booming in Korea? Yes. Is League booming in China? Yeah, people love League in both of those areas. No, I even think EU has a decent support. It's weird because like other places, it's like definitely in Korea and China, it's huge because it's the esport. That's their sport.
Yeah.
But they get those huge number of viewers over there, and then we get what do we get at Worlds for America? I think it's something in the like 250,000 people range or something like that to watch it.
No idea.
Yeah. Whereas like I think the Super Bowl is like in the millions or something.
Yeah.
So it's they've talked about it before about how like their viewership is, and like I don't know if it's like super viable to keep doing it in America, but then you take that and say like, if you don't have the esport, like is it still super good for League? I don't know. It's all just like I don't know. I don't have a good answer for like the stuff.
Yeah, I know I can't necessarily just ask you guys, where's the money? Follow the money.
No,
because
we where's the money go is people's pockets, and fucking some of it goes back into it.
So that's what I'm saying, is that like it seems very bizarre that like obviously it's supposed to be a statement that is meant to be like, oh, it's nobody's fault, but it feels like there is that hint of like you guys fucked up somewhere. But we, like you mentioned, is that like there was that influx of where people just were home the entire time. So it's like, I think that has been the problem with a lot of big companies, and in specific. And look, the biggest example of that is Embracer Group, because during that period of time, they were acquiring different studios, and they were thinking, oh, we're going to make so much money out of these different studios, and if not, we can sell it to the Saudi Arabians. And then that deal did not work out. So now they were stuck with that shit, and lo and behold, this is the outcome. But I mean, we're talking about Riot, but it's still.
When you say like, where's the money going? You're talking about Riot. Do you mean like, where's the money going as in like, why'd they fire these people? Where's the money going, or what?
I mean, in the sense of like money management of like, what is taking the cost of money over the amount of people that you have? Like, is it servers? Is it the whole thing with like the whole thing of like of Korea, of like what we talked about this before, where like
you're talking about Twitch like
maintaining
why
servers.
Isn't there enough money to keep the people on? Then is what you're saying.
Yes, in a way.
So the answer to that would be, it's a lie. Like, again, this is all just personally how I feel. I think companies just cut. They want money to go into different places they want it to, whether it's the CEO, whether it's managers, whether it's
that's
they want it to profits to look better or whatever. And like Companies cut just to cut.
Because that's also the other thing is that like the statement also says that like we're not trying to appeal to shareholders, but like this is why I kind of poke at the whole thing of the Lord Farquaad thing.
Yeah.
Because like that's what it kind of felt like is as like we're sacrificing these people, but it's also the explanation within that letter is just like we're doing it for the fans essentially, which feels like a weird thing to like even mention of just like we're trying to bring quality products to the fans, so we had to lay off these people. And it's just like that's from my perspective was what it seemed like of just like why even mention the fans as like for quality assurance we have to let people go. And I'm like that just feels weird.
Honestly, man, I don't think most people that play the game are going to read this shit anyways.
Yeah.
I don't think, 90% of them are going to read this.
Yeah, 90% of them are illiterate, but we know.
It's just,
League fans can't read.
does it suck that people lost their job? Yeah, but this literally like
it's happening
all
everywhere.
the time. Companies are always doing this shit. And it's because of the fucking, ideal of like
it's just money management.
Money.
It's money management. I feel like it's just money management. It was just like they're putting too many eggs in one basket and like the fucking basket
for
breaks.
sure. Like if I don't know how many of these roles are coming from Riot Forge, but like I don't know how well those games did.
Yeah.
Not well. Let's say not well because they didn't get like awards and shit, right?
Because I was about to say, because like Legends of Runeterra, I remember I downloaded it, played it for like a little bit, and I was just like, all right.
Right. Yeah. It's not super fun. And that's another one too. Like Runeterra was its own thing. I don't think it was done by Riot Forge, but they'll still have Runeterra around. But I don't think like if they had like out of the 530 people, exaggerating here, if they had half of those people working on the card game, why? It's not that good.
Yeah.
And like I know it's because they want to make money and all this other shit, but like like you said, putting eggs in more baskets, whatever. Like no, just keep making the money off of the thing that you're making the money off of, which is like League and Valorant's huge. Like people, those skins are expensive by the way too. Like holy shit. So, put your time into that.
That's why I'm so curious. It's just like I understand because people really like League in the sense of playing it because it's like I can't even say it because it's just like, oh, what's the appeal of League? And it's just like, well, I mean, people play a multiplayer or they play against each other, so it's like it's the same thing about fighting games.
It's the same thing as Call of Duty. It's the same thing as FIFA. It's the same thing.
You can say
football.
that about any competitive game. It's just like, what's the appeal of it? It's like, well, you're gonna be going up against other people,
and like just like the skins on here, the FIFA when you buy the fucking card packs, the fucking football when you. I don't know what the fuck they had to download that shit. I think there's something you can buy.
Yeah, because like I'm thinking about it, it's like fucking Mortal Kombat 1, where that's been a whole fucking mess of just like, right.
To be fair though, they didn't really do that all the time, like with the older ones.
Yeah, I mean, but we live in a time where microtransactions are everywhere.
Yeah, they're huge now for sure.
Are everywhere.
Like now they're on Snapchat, which is stupid.
I thought they've been there for a while.
I haven't seen Snapchat.
I think it's been like.
What do you mean by microtransaction for Snapchat though? Are you talking about like to use the service itself?
Yeah, it's like the additional stuff that they have on like AI shaping or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh yeah, okay, that's fine.
But yeah, we live in an era of microtransactions because this was another thing. I didn't put it up in the news, but like, I was talking with Wesley about Infinite Wealth. Wesley, did you know that Infinite Wealth's New Game Plus is locked behind DLC?
I don't know what that is.
New Game Plus or Infinite Wealth?
Oh, like what? Like Infinite Wealth? Is that the Yakuza game?
Yes, it's the newest Yakuza game.
The fuck?
New Game Plus is locked behind DLC. I forget how much it is, but you have to pay money for New Game Plus.
Is it just New Game Plus or is extra stuff?
I believe there is a pack that you can get extra stuff with, but like it is, yeah, New Game Plus is the additional thing in it.
Jesus.
Yep. And that's Sega.
Sega.
But yeah, it's like I mentioned, it's just like every company is doing this in the video game space. It's like Capcom is a big one of that, where this was another thing that happened during the week where fucking what was it? There were people were making claims. I didn't add this because like there's been a lot of misinformation and a lot of stuff spreading around. That there were people putting up on posts saying that Capcom added in DRM to some of their old games, which got to the point where some people couldn't play Capcom games because of the anti-cheat stuff that was implemented out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But this was misinformed because these were people doing it in certain instances where they've played it for like 5 minutes and then a patch came out and it basically fixed the problem. It was just like it kind of got like out of nowhere, but this becomes a problem because Capcom is known for doing really shoddy implementation of like their DRM shit, because like Resident Evil 8 Village on PC was the perfect example of that, where they implemented de novo and the way they implemented it was horrid, to the point where pirated versions of Resident Evil 8 Village ran incredibly better than the retail release, which was the insane part. But
Yeah.
This comes from like a whole branch of other things where people thought that this was because there was a tournament that happened for Street Fighter 6 where one of the guys that was hosting the event forgot to turn off his nude mods, and Capcom saw that. So Capcom already has made a statement about it, saying that they're not happy about this, and they basically also have made a statement saying that like any form of modding is a form of cheating, and it's right now it's a very like hot potato kind of ordeal with Capcom, where it's like there's like a lot of there's a lot of distrust with Capcom. So when people saw this whole thing of like them putting DRM in certain games, it got to the point where people were saying that Capcom is trying to kill any support with their fans and stuff like that. But it was just misinformed, because somebody did their own research and was basically like, I went to go check some of the games that have the DRM, and basically it was within that like 5 minutes that they got the update that it ran bad, and then Capcom sent another update and then it basically got fixed. So it was just like this whole fucking mess. But
a whole mess.
It was a whole ass mess. But yeah, we live in an era where it's just like
We live in a society.
We live in a society. We live in an era where like DLC shit is just like crazy, because back to the whole thing with Capcom is just like Capcom, a lot of Japanese companies now are like, I want to say they're getting into the bandwagon of doing microtransaction shit, but like the biggest offenders have been like Sega, Capcom, Square Enix is another one, where they're doing shit where it's just like really gross at times.
What about your rollback people? Oh wait, isn't that Cap? No, who made Dragon Ball
Fighters?
Your rollback boys.
Who made Dragon Ball Fighters?
Yeah.
Bandai? Namco?
Namco, okay.
Yeah.
Well, remember you gotta pay for that rollback, so that's DLC, right?
No, what was it? You reminding me of something.
The fighting game rollback.
Fighting game, the rollback.
Fighters, it's getting rollback. You said you had to pay for it though.
Oh,
like
it
an
was
update or something.
Well, there wasn't any clarification for that, because the Steam version of Fighters got the rollback beta. But there's rumors about what the fuck's gonna happen for the PS4 version and the Xbox version, if those might need a $10 upgrade. You know, because if it's for newer generation consoles, and obviously we're in the generation of new gen consoles, it's like there might be a chance that might cost $10 to upgrade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a possibility, but that has not been confirmed yet.
Nah, I'm just making a joke anyways.
Okay, why are you making joke, bro?
Are
you a writer? Are you?
Can't you see the
He's
funny on my face?
man.
He is a writer, man. But yeah, it's just like the whole thing with microtransactions have been like gross over the years, and I feel like now it's gotten a lot worse, and specifically at the fact that like a lot of companies aren't in the bubble of, you know, of people buying games every week. They're anteing up prices for certain like quality of life things that should already be in the game, i.e. New Game Plus, which is the wild thing. Yeah, man, but the amount of layoffs has been insane within this month. Bro, literally, I just added this. Speaking of like fucking Embracer Group, Eidos Montreal is essentially going down now.
Oh, the dudes that make that game.
So another story came out saying Embracer Group has canceled a Deus Ex video game that was in development for 2 years and laid off an unspecified number of staff at Eidos Montreal.
It actually makes me really sad because I really like Deus Ex.
Deus Ex? Yeah. It's a good-ass game.
Yeah, it is.
It is. But
also, Eidos is like, they've been around like, fucking long.
Yep.
They made Original Thief, no?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think Thief was like, it might not be their first game, but it felt like it was like their first game.
The original Hitman, I believe they did.
Eidos?
Yeah. Well,
I can't remember the company that had the pyramid on them.
This is specifically Eidos Montreal because I think there's another version of Eidos.
Eidos Montreal, these nuts in your mouth, got him.
Hey, destroyed.
Eidos Mios, got him.
No, the thing that sucks is they did the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy game, and that game was really good.
Wait, who, Eidos?
Yeah, Eidos Montreal. Yeah, they're Thief.
I'm still thinking of Eidos Mios. That was actually that's pretty good, man.
Dios Mios.
Adios Mios. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, no. So yeah, they didn't do Hitman, but yeah, they did Deus Ex. Huh. Hold on. I'm seeing that they're only listed for the 4th Thief game. The first 3 Thief games were done by Ion Studio.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Their Thief series is bad.
Either way.
Opinion.
Deus Ex, Human Revolution, I really enjoyed. But it's sad that
Yep, Human level
Revolution. The Revolution.
Human Revolution was so good.
The Revolution.
Dude, that's such a cool franchise. I love fucking
No, and like I said, the fucking Guardians game, if you guys haven't played that, it's really good.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. I got it free on Epic, so I'll play it at some point.
Yeah, you better play it.
But what if the stream makes music strike?
I mean, you could play the non-strike music unless they decided to strike it. I don't know.
You know what I did? I went to stream Saints Row when I was like, I want to play this, and I forgot I turned on the nude mode.
Oh god!
Because you can have your character's titties hang out and shit. And
you said worth it?
As I was like streaming it, it showed that, and I was like, okay. So I went back to the main menu immediately and turned it off, and I was like, honestly, I didn't even know I turned the setting on. I just saw something that said like, do you want
nude
censored or not? And I was like, of course I don't want it censored. I was like, no. I didn't know it meant nude though. I was just like, I thought it was like blood, gore, like maybe like language or something. So I was like,
nah. God.
And then I saw titties hanging out, and I was like, oh god, okay.
I don't want it censored. I don't want them censoring my vulgar words. What do you mean there's titties on screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eidos Montreal is also not in a good position. But yeah, the crazy one was Microsoft. When I saw that, I was like, holy shit. And
how much did they lay off? It was
1900.
1900,
yeah, almost 2,000 people.
So I know that this isn't gonna go over well, but companies have to fucking end. There are companies that the companies are gonna have to die so that new companies can come through. And I know like it sucks that people are losing their jobs, but like,
but it doesn't affect
Microsoft's never
me.
gonna be here forever. PlayStation's never gonna be here forever. Like these things are gonna die.
I think the problem, this is the thing, is that like this is a catch-22. I feel like in this perspective of like, with the amount of acquisitions that's happening, you would think that, you know, a lot of these bigger name companies would be able to basically save these other developers and other studios and stuff like that. But like so far, it's like, nope, can't even save it. Even for some studios that are on the point of like closure, because that's what happens a lot with a lot of smaller studios, is because they don't have a big funding, they eventually have to close down.
Yeah.
And even now it's just like they get owned by big studios like, well, we got to lay off like 50% of the workers that work here. Good luck.
Yeah.
Or we turn you into the Call of Duty mill and you have to work on the Call of Duty servers. Sorry, Raven Software.
I think part of it is like it's like a gamble, right? Like they're like, oh, this company made this game, they could make another one that's like just as good or better. Or like they're hoping that they're gonna hit the jackpot on the next game. And it's so weird, man, because like for sure, like there's like hit games you'll always have forever. Not forever, but like you can always count on. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is like Call of Duty. You can count on that shit making millions every year because people are always going to buy it. FIFA, basketball, football, I don't know, whatever the fuck else, like Pokemon, things like that, right? But like, look at PALWORLD, look at Among Us, look at
Morgus.
What's the this Lethal Company?
Lethal Company.
You know, these people are looking for like their like breakout to make their studios stand out. And it's like, you know, they're just hoping, like Embracer Group, man, like, you know, they have all these studios and it's like hopefully one's gonna hit it big, and it just doesn't happen. You know.
But the problem is that fucking Embracer Group bought too much shit. And
no, I agree.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's just their gamble though.
Yeah.
Like they're like, I wonder if it was like, what if we buy all these things and something happens, you know?
Yeah, something happens, or if it doesn't happen, we can sell it off. What do you mean we can't sell it off?
Yeah.
No, what do you mean the Crown Prince doesn't want our stuff? No, I forget who denied it. I think it was like Federal Trade Commission or something. I don't remember the whole logistics of that, but yeah, the deal didn't fall through. So yeah, but the crazy part was that like the Activision Blizzard stuff was the fucking president and chief design officer that got let go. So yeah, Mike Ybarra was the one that got let go, and lo and behold, you know, I mentioned before, Johanna got the job. Boss Queen.
Johanna means family.
Johanna means family. But on the topic of AI shit, so the PALWORLD stuff has been like really weird as well when it comes to like news stuff, because people have been, I guess, taking the time to see what exactly is going on with PALWORLD with the designs of some of the monsters. And basically it's tracing over a bunch of Pokemon characters. So, you know, the one in the headline is the Galarian Meowth, and the PALWORLD monster that has basically the similar eyes and similar mouth. And then there's other examples of other monsters as well. And then there was a whole thing of the director basically what was it? It's like a previous game that he had used like uses like an AI generative tool for like a game that he made back in the day. It was like AI artist or something like that. Basically the whole game's premise was it's like a party game where you have to find out like who's using AI and stuff like that. It was a very
AI. It's like an AR artist thing.
yeah. So that was his game, and people were talking about like, oh, he using AI, so he has no problem using AI. And this led to a whole thing of like, this game is made with AI, but you have developers coming out and basically saying that, hell no, this game is not made by AI, because the way this game runs is like AI could not do any of the programming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this game called? Oh god, it's right here too.
Like Portrait AI or some shit like that.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Pretty sure it's on their website.
AI Imposter, that's what it's called. The
There
game.
you go.
And yeah, it became this whole thing of like, what's AI? Is this game AI? Is it using AI? Most of the stuff is traced. So it just becomes this whole ordeal of like, I don't know, but there's like 600 million players playing this fucking game, or 600,000, some shit like that.
It's funny because there was an article. Okay, more than one, obviously. I was gonna say an article, but like, there's so many articles about like, is this a copycat Pokemon, and like, do you think they're ripping Pokemon off, and like all this stuff. And I'm not saying like, are they ripping Pokemon off by like each individual Pokemon? Is this one a Charizard? Is this one a Charizard? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What I'm saying is they're talking about like the generalization of like, is the entire game a ripoff? And the answer is no, it's a fucking clone. Just like every other game has a clone of a clone of a clone. So nobody has really done a Pokemon clone well. This is the first time somebody's done it.
I would say Shin Megami Tensei, but that's just me.
Shin Megami's trash. Nobody likes that game.
You never played the game, so you can shut the fuck up.
I had to watch you play that shit game.
You watched it, but you never played it, so you have no opinions about it.
They do like
the weirdest
don't. Like they're like
because you don't even know.
I'm an octopus with eyeballs on my nipples.
Sorry, like, I'm not a rioter. I'm sorry you can't share your opinions because
do you hate Riot?
I don't
this guy hates Riot. You know what, Wesley? You're a middleman.
That's like
here.
me saying, "Oh, League is so bad because
League is amazing.
I saw you guys play it, and it's so boring." Yeah, shut up.
I would never go hands on that Shimigami La Bahama
because you don't know. You don't know.
It's poop trash.
It's
the same reason I'll never play Pinocchio Man with Sword.
But this is the other thing. It's like yeah, I do agree with you. It's just like there have been Pokemon clones. Obviously, there's Digimon because there's Digimon games.
Yeah, but Digimon's not really a clone, right? Like,
well, this is the thing.
Digimon kind of had its own anime, and I don't know if they were the same time.
Well, we're on the topic of games, so it's like for Digimon games, they spanned out with doing different things. There's like a Digimon simulator where you can obtain monsters, but like you have to train them, feed them. Basically, they were like a Tamagotchi.
Oh, I had that, by the way.
Yeah, I remember that game. I forget what it was called. And then there
were actually Tamagotchis.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I think it was the Digivice. Yeah. But as for like clones, it's like the closest one I could think about currently is like there's this Digimon game called Cyber Sleuth, and that's basically a monster collecting game in the vein of Pokemon in a sense.
So I'm trying to go with like what other than that though, because we know Digimon. Digimon's already like a given,
established, but you have other like indie studios coming out with like their own Digimon clone. God damn it, with their own Pokemon clone. One of them, for example, is a game called Cassette Beasts, where I've been hearing that this game's actually a legit like good Pokemon clone. But I think the extent of this is that PALWORLD is meant to be, I guess, something more of a taboo in the way of like presenting these Pokemon-ish monsters.
It's for sure like outlandish, yeah.
Yes, I think that's the whole appeal of this, is that like it's supposed to be like, oh yeah, Pikachu is using a gun. You've never seen that in Pokemon. Take that, Pokemon. But it's so bizarre in the sense that people are like in like defense about this of in the sense that like this is the Pokemon killer, and it's like no, it's not.
No.
No, not even.
I don't know who said that.
Crazy
or, like,
people on Twitter.
Or
It's
where
just
you
Twitter.
grabbed that like
No,
idea from?
Because I think I wanted to preface this is that like this game has been the most controversial fucking thing for a while when it comes to gaming because of what stance people take and like where it is in like the internet and like what like big names have to say about it, people who do actual game design, and then people who like do research or like are enthusiasts of said thing that this thing is copying from.
Yeah.
So it's like this has been the whole fucking wild shit of PALWORLD.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this isn't gonna take over Pokemon. Pokemon specifically is an RPG. And PALWORLD is a survival open world game.
yes.
They're two different things.
Survival crafting, Zelda Breath of the Wild like thing.
Yeah, it's not all that really.
Stop
Again,
lying.
there's no story.
I don't know what I'm
There's-
talking about, so I saw
It's-
gameplay and I hated it.
It's literally and that's fair. Like
No,
I
yeah,
kind of
it
hate it
is.
too.
Well,
Like,
you played
this
it.
game's not.
Well, you
game's
played
not
it because
great.
but you played it, but you know, I can't
Yeah.
I can't voice an opinion about it because like I have not played it. I've seen gameplay of it, but I mentioned way earlier, it's just like I don't really have the feeling
Right.
to go and play this thing.
But even if you see gameplay of something, like, so because you're a game player, you have played games that are like this. You have, like, you might not have a Pokemon aspect to it, but you've played an open world survival. Or you don't like those type of games, and that's still a valid opinion to say, I don't like that. So that's still okay to be like, you don't like this game.
Yeah.
And it's also okay to be like, you do like it. It's just, it's all opinionated. Doesn't matter at the end of the day. But like, people that are like upset about it and shit, like, I don't know, one of the things I'd seen was like people upset about guns and violence and killing animals. And it's like, yeah, but they're anime animals. Like, what do you mean? Like, what the fuck you say? Like, I can't go kill a Pikachu.
So
And then they're like, you know,
is there a
it's just dumb.
Is there a chance you might like Shin Megami Tensei?
No.
Oh. But you like Pokemon, you like PALWORLD. No, I'm kidding.
I know, but from what I had seen from that, like, the monsters are just weird, and then the fighting style, the way you were fighting, I didn't understand it at all.
I forget
It
which
looks so,
which game was this for? Because the last Shin Megami Tensei game that I played on stream was Digital Devil Saga.
Old.
It was probably Digital Devil Saga, but that is very different because that's like not monster catching. You turn into the monster.
I think that might be. I don't know.
Yeah. No, because like Persona is like a big one where it's like that is like I wouldn't say in the
Persona 2.
God, I would say that's kind of like Pokemon-ish because you're collecting different personas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just original.
The thing I would
Shin
say
Megami
though is
Tensei.
like,
yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I don't like Persona as far as like I don't want to play it because I don't like the gameplay, but the story is like a fun thing to follow.
Yeah. I mean,
so again, like I'll watch it, but I don't want to play it.
God, I'm thinking about this because like I don't know when the fuck I'm gonna be streaming Persona 3 Reload because fucking Infinite Wealth is gonna be taking most of my time.
3 Reloaded is also coming directly to Game Pass.
Game Pass? Okay. Yeah, there you go. Then you can play a Persona game.
Sure.
But because like it's funny because like Infinite Wealth has Yakuza 7 has this thing called the Sujimon shit. You've seen this, right, Wesley?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that shit, it's like it's not technically a Pokemon thing, but it's like you're kind of going out and fighting different enemies,
like a dragon.
Yeah, and basically you have like a Pokedex of weirdos from that world.
a Sujidex.
Yeah, Sujidex.
Sujimon. Wait, is it seriously called a Sujidex?
Sujidex, yeah.
I don't know, probably.
No,
that's a straight rip. It's satire, is what it is.
Yeah, Like a Dragon is like basically taking all the dumb RPG games and like doing their own spin on it.
Yeah, and that's great, you know. And again, like with PALWORLD, like I think they did a good job, you know, doing what they did. I mean, did you read like about how or like see how like the game was made with like I think it was like 30 people.
Yeah, so this was the thing is that one of the comments over on Twitter from a developer was one of the guys over at Arcane Leon. I forget his name I believe his name is Dinga something. He's the guy that's working on Blade currently.
Blood.
Bakaba is his name. And his statement was like how this game like is coded is really impressive for that studio. It's just like it runs well. There hasn't been any problems from what people have been saying. I don't know if you guys ran into any specific problems in the game, but the game is actually
but in PALWORLD?
Yeah. I don't know.
It crashes when you try to load the game.
Oh, really?
So many times.
Okay. But gameplay wise, like it hasn't like spurred any problems.
No, surprisingly, the only problem I have is I can't build a fucking roof, and I have a roof option. So like, there's that. But literally, like, almost everything in that game is really good. The things that are bad, they already said they're like before people were like it's bad. They came out with a thing and they're like, by the way, these fixes are coming.
Yeah, I mean that's
and it's like, oh, okay.
I feel like there is like some kind of leeway for it to have, you know, developers come out and be like, hey, we're fixing this because it is early access. So it's
that's something like you had said, it's early access, and when I complain about something, it's like. You know,
you're
again,
like
it's not a finished game.
Fucking roof, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just complaining because like it doesn't work. So, or this thing is bad or whatever. Again, in a year, this game will probably be good.
So, I don't want to kind of like rip off this podcast, but there was a podcast I was listening to that they were talking about like tracing throughout the course of history of video games, and this was something that I never really thought of. Tracing has always existed in video games. There is a genre that I didn't even take in consideration that is just basically tracing, and that's Doom clones.
What is tracing?
Taking similar assets and kind of like taking your own spin, but basically tracing over it. Because that was the whole history of also with fighting games. SNK and Capcom were kind of having a back and forth thing where characters, that's why a lot of characters from fighting games look so similar to other characters from fighting games, because at that time when they first were developed, a lot of these companies were basically tracing over like existing characters from their opposing company or their rival company and being like, here's this game we came out with this brand new character that you've never seen before, but it's essentially just the same guy. That's why a lot of like dudes wearing karate gis do blasts, because they were basically copied from other fighting games that existed at the time. Yeah, so Doom, but like I mentioned, is that like Doom clones were like the biggest thing as well, where like every Doom clone looked like Doom because it was essentially Doom. So, yeah, copying has always existed in video games. Is it something that is frowned upon? But we've gotten to a point where it's just like it's not really hurting anybody. Until it does eventually hurt somebody, but so far PALWORLD hasn't done anything to hurt anybody. The tracing,
no, and they're relatively like,
so that's also
nice. It seems like
the goofy thing is that like people have been like trying to like get Nintendo's like eye on this thing, and now Nintendo has made a statement saying that like they're looking into this a little bit more. But there was something I was seeing that like apparently Japan's copyright laws are like a little bit different from ours, obviously.
It's very different, yeah.
So it's like there's no guarantee of what might happen. But we just have to see until then.
By the way, like the internet of people being like, when this game came out and them like hitting Nintendo, it's like, hey, yo, snitch motherfucker, can you all shut the fuck up?
It's so goofy because it's just like
they want there to be a problem, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Bro, just let people live their lives, bro.
people just have too much time in their hands to just make problems, and
They're like, it's
Yeah,
not
literally.
fair. Fucking nerd ass fucking Pokemon players. It's
I was
not
gonna say,
fair.
it's not fair, but it's like you're rooting for a giant ass corporation that like
So they can fucking squash a small one. Yeah.
it's not even that. Well, yes, that, but like it's also the fact that like these fucking same fans of Pokemon has always complained about Pokemon being bad. And it's like it's because the fucking company that publishes it just decides, yeah, fuck it. We're just going to leave it as shitty as is. Look at fucking Pokemon
Oh.
Scarlet and Violet. When those fucking released, and I believe there's still a buggy ass mess.
If these Pokemon fans, by the way, want to be upset about like the character design and shit for the
PALWORLD.
PALWORLD, holy shit, bro. They need to, if they haven't played it, need to get the fuck on PALWORLD, play PALWORLD, and look at, or go online and just look at the fucking designs of all the things. They're fucking dumb and horrible. There's like, yes, some of them look like they could be like not a 1-for-1 copy, but like very similar.
Yeah.
But most of these fucking pals are ugly as fuck and like the stupidest design, like very basic and dumb and whatever. Like there's a handful that are cool. Actually, one of the coolest ones is something called, I think, Bushi, right? Games.
Oh yeah, your legless ninja guy.
Yeah, he's
that
just
you were
like
obsessed with.
he's like a fire ninja, a fire samurai.
You know,
Yeah, there-
you know
and
what?
it's cool as fuck, dude.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those like it reminds me of that website where you like generate a Pokemon from mixing two different Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
I guess kinda.
That's
But,
what it reminds
like,
me of.
I don't know, man. You should take a look at some of them. And
Yeah,
you'll see.
I probably.
But like this Meowth thing that I have in front of me still, like,
It's funny.
yes, the eyeballs look the same and the mouth looks the same, but like the design itself of the model, like if they easily change the eyes and the mouth, it's different.
Yeah, it's distinctly
Yeah.
different, but it's like, you know, scrolling down, you start to see the rest of the posts of like some people from the article. You start to see more posts of people being like, well, this specific pal is taking this asset. Well, it's not an asset, but it's taking this design and then it's taking this other design and this other design from this other Pokemon and basically mashing it together.
Right, but
Yes.
like fuck off. Who cares? Like,
oh my god, you said something controversial.
it's like
What?
it's annoying because like then you go into like watching anime and it's like, well, this anime is like they have power levels and like also a moon, so it's like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z. It's like fucking what do you want, dude?
I think
like-
I think the thing is that people would complain if, let's say, a character was that looks like Goku. Look
Like every
Goku.
goddamn fucking anime character.
No, that's
Yeah,
there's-
literally.
No, stop lying.
Oh
Wilson.
my god, Yu-Gi-Oh has
So you
pointed
so
yellow
you mean
hair.
to say that Luffy looks like Goku?
No, Luffy looks like a monkey D. Luffy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know, that's this one. I think this is the point. As just like but that's also the other thing is like there has been like some anime that has like copied over other anime and like tried to do its own thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the biggest thing that I can remember is fucking what was it? Was it Gene Simmons' son?
I'm sorry. What?
Gene
Oh, Gene Simmons. My bad. I'm thinking of
Richard
the
Simmons.
sweating to the oldies, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Richard Simmons' son.
No, Gene Simmons' son did this whole ass thing where he made a comic, and it was revealed later on that the comic was. That's what it was. It was panels that was traced from Bleach, the manga.
Oh my god.
And he tried to.
Oh yeah.
That was another one where it's like he basically traced over it, and was like, "Oh, these are my OCs. Do not steal." But then you have like a case where there was a American comic that was basically JoJo, called Diesel. You can look it up right now, but like essentially it was the plot of JoJo but made into an American comic.
Mm.
So it was very bizarre, but like cases like that always exist of like tracing or taking inspiration from other things.
Yeah. And
And the line of like inspiration and tracing and like using that stuff really blurs at this point.
yeah, to me it kind of feels like the like forever argument of like, well, D&D came out first, and now every video game is D&D basically.
Yeah, like Baldur's Gate and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean Diablo is a descendant of it. Any RPG is essentially
was-
a descendant of
I was about to
fucking D&D.
say Baldur's Gate is based in the D&D world though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, it's it's with it.
Yeah. 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 I don't know. We can go on about this whole AI shit, but in the end of the day, I think we just have to wait for the lawsuit that Nintendo might bring out for the PALWORLD devs, but we'll see.
The one last thing I wanted to say about the PALWORLD devs was, from what I heard, the devs that were working on it, some of the people that were hired had no idea how to code, so they had on the job training. Like, one of the people was like, I'll just teach people how to do all this stuff.
Wow.
And like they started teaching the people that didn't know how to do it, and literally like,
You know, this feels so weird because it's like a lot of this stuff sounds too good to be true, but it's just like it's getting to a point where like I don't know, man. I'm really hoping it's just like
it sounds like a really good story.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully it's true. I swear to God, if it comes out and they're like, you find out that AI made the whole thing, it'll be really disappointing.
I think that's the thing. We
Um,
just have to wait whether or not there's like any confirmation on this because
Yeah, because it's from Japan, right? The company's Japan, right?
yes,
Or Japanese.
they're from the Japans.
So, I would hope, just because like the like, I don't know if the word honor code is good, but like, they're like very like honorful or whatever. Fucking tired, dude. I'm sorry. Whatever the fuck it is, they're very like honest
Prideful?
people and shit.
Mm.
So I would assume like you're not, yeah, and prideful. Thank you. Yeah. That they're not just gonna fucking lie about shit. Although it did make millions of dollars, so maybe you just lie.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
people lie sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. Still, regardless, Power cool.
Yeah.
Pokemon bad. Let's move on.
All right.
Oh,
So the
shit.
next thing, speaking about AI, because the last couple things is mostly about AI. Because we talked about the whole thing about like companies using AI. Square Enix is one of the biggest ones, where obviously even their president, literally at the beginning of this year, which I completely forgot about, was like, "We're gonna fucking go at AI aggressively, whatever the fuck that means." But it's been confirmed that big hit game Foam Stars contains some AI generated art.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So reading this article, basically they clarified that the AI generated art is mostly for their cover for their albums within the music of the game. So it's not necessarily any assets in the game itself. It's just for the album covers. I haven't seen what they look like, so I can't really tell. But even then, a lot of it has been reworked. So it's stuff that they use AI for to create the art of the album covers, but then artists came in and were like, all right, we'll basically work with this and try to create actual art with it. So yeah, that was the only other thing. But this was AI shit that obviously Square Enix is not above using AI. So yeah, I mean, more companies are going to be using AI regardless. You know, we had that whole thing with Microsoft using an AI company for, what was it, for like narrative stuff, for narrative games, some shit like that. But Foam Stars, the big hit it is, used AI generative art. Speaking of AI nonsense bullshit, so you remember the SAG-AFTRA strike, right?
Yeah.
You remember that. fucking did you hear about this shit about the voice actors? Okay, what is your opinion? Are voice actors actual actors? Do they deserve union rights? Let me ask you that
Do
quandary.
actors deserve union rights?
Yes, do they deserve union rights?
I mean,
Are they
I
part
don't know. Do
are
you
they-
think they do?
Are they part of a union? Are they part of this actors union for being voice actors?
Or are you talking about voice actors, or are you talking about actors?
I'm talking about voice actors. I'm talking about
No, they're filth. Put them back in the fucking sewer.
Okay, because it seems like SAG-AFTRA would agree with you, because this headlining article, why video game voice actors don't love the new SAG-AFTRA deal. So after the whole strike, somebody over at SAG was like, "Hey, let's make a deal with this company called what was it? Fucking Replica Studios." They came up with a deal saying that, oh, we'll work with you with AI so we can use voices and stuff like that over the years and shit like that. But that has to be worked into contracts and other deals and that specific stuff. Here's the problem. A lot of big voice actors came out on Twitter to say, hey, nobody ran it through us. When the fuck did you make this deal? And who signed off on this? Because now we've gotten to the point where obviously throughout the course of this year and last year, AI has been becoming a bigger problem because of specific people taking other voice actors' voices and doing shit with voices that a lot of these actors have not been paid for or let alone agreed to do. So it's becoming a whole ordeal where I do not know whether or not this thing is going to get fixed, but it kind of leads back to the whole, not even a debate, but like this whole idea of like, are voice actors actors? Because it seems like they're getting the shit end of the boot. So, yeah. That's why I asked you guys, are voice actors actors? Do they deserve their union rights?
I mean, if it's gonna help them get paid
So
properly, then yeah.
Yeah, so this is the thing, is that like the basically their contract has to work within the whole thing of using the AI stuff. So don't know where it's gonna lead, but that was at like I think a couple of weeks ago when that happened, where SAG-AFTRA came out and was like, "Hey, we signed a deal," but obviously the big thing is that like no voice actor signed off on it. So it's like, who the fuck did they talk to sign off on this? Yep. AI shit. But the other thing I completely forgot to mention is that Microsoft had their developer direct thing that they do, the showcase. So what was it? 5 games were shown. Aura, Visions of Mana, Senua 2, Hellblade 2, I should say. Indiana Jones, and what the fuck was the other one? Oh my god, what was the other one? I just had it too. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I lost it. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I apologize. This is very unprofessional. Please do not hate.
You're a professional?
Avowed was the other one. Did you guys see any of the gameplay for this stuff or no?
For Avowed?
Avowed, Aura, Senua.
The Senua, yeah.
Indiana Jones,
Indiana
Visions of
Jones, yeah.
Mana. Okay, so you don't give a shit about the other ones. Okay, I see how it is. Uh, so I watched basically the whole thing. Avowed looks cool, but I like fantasy shit, so that's just me. And you fight lizard people. Indiana Jones looks cool because it's Indiana Jones and you use your whip and you punch Nazis. Senua obviously looks cool because you go back to Senua and her Hellblade. And then Visions of Mana looks all right, but I don't really know anything about that series. And then you got Ara. That's a game. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, they were all interesting. Ara was I guess just start with Ara. It's basically Civilization. If you ever played those games, that's what it is.
Oh, like Civ 6.
Yeah, basically that's what that game is. It looks interesting. Looks all right, but I don't think I'm gonna be like buying it day one. Indiana Jones, yeah. Indiana Jones looks cool. Apparently Indiana Jones is voiced by Troy Baker. So Joel Last of Us is Indiana Jones. And then yeah, the whole behind the scenes stuff with Senua Saga Hellblade 2 looks pretty neat, that they're going really in depth with like the spatial audio stuff, so it's like the whispers you're going to be hearing all the time. And then like the story is a sequel. So it would be interesting to play. God damn, I do want to play through the first one again, but I don't know what the fuck is up with the PC port of that game. It always fucks me up. But that, I think out of all of them, I think Senua was like the one that had an actual release date, which is in May. And then yeah, Avowed look cool because you get to dual wield wands. So you could be a cool wizard with dual wands. And yeah, Visions of Mana was the other one that was shown, where it's basically, oh yeah, you like the Mana series? Here you go. And that was basically it. Yeah. Anything you guys excited about from that direct?
Senua.
Okay, Senua. Wesley?
Not really.
Ara? Okay. All right, that's fair. I guess just to keep us up to date, there is a PlayStation showcase happening on Wednesday. So
What?
I can't wait to hear about Destiny and how PlayStation's game Destiny is going. And how
that's so
they've
stupid,
dissolved Bungie
Bungie.
into PlayStation, and PlayStation now is only a Destiny machine.
man.
Bungie.
It's so stupid.
I don't know.
Bungie.
You know, just to oh shit, okay. Just to say something about the week that I forgot, which was I played Destiny, and by week I meant 3 weeks, by the way. I played Destiny a little bit and did the Crota dungeon / raid. Well, it's a raid. And I had fun, but like raiding, I used to have a lot of fun raiding because like it was a skilled thing to do.
Mhm.
But like going back and doing it now, and like having to like when we do the mechanics and somebody teaches me, I understand, and I do it very easily because I play video games and I understand how to play that video game.
Mhm.
But having to watch other people struggle with how to fucking understand how to play a goddamn fucking video game aggravates the shit out of me. And like, holy shit, I can't play Destiny the same way I want to because I don't have those patience anymore that I did. And to be fair, I didn't have great patience back then, but like I have no patience now for like having to like handhold somebody through a raid. So like overall, I think like I'm really just like I'll hop on and like hang out with somebody, like games or the other people that we play with, but like you know, I'm not like looking to do a bunch of other stuff. By the way, Games and me are like two of the people that know how to do like almost everything in the game and do it well.
Yeah, even if I've never done set activity before, I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. You do this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, okay.
That's another thing too. Like the group that we play with usually, like me, Games, Mega, not Fletch, Chris, like us four, like again, like we can tell each other like once how to do something, and we're like, cool, got it. But everyone else is just like,
Lost.
again, very hand holding, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So any activity for 3 people, I'm cool with, but I don't know. I know this is like a rant of bullshit, but like, it's on the lines of just saying like Destiny's dying basically, and like of course it's been dying, but it just looks like
It feels worse than like usual now.
yeah, yep.
Are you excited for the final shape?
No.
Okay.
No, final shape is gonna be bad. I can tell.
We'll have to see until Wednesday. The other stuff that has been announced to be shown is Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin. So
Yeah, Rise of the Ronin. I'm excited for that actually. Then.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Are you excited for Stellar Blade with the fat asses?
When is Wukong supposed to be a thing?
Oh God, I don't remember. I don't think they announced an actual date yet. They showed more gameplay from what I remember from that last thing that they showed.
Oh, I don't remember that.
But I don't know if they announced an actual release date.
Not release date, but just like more information on the game.
Oh, I mean, that thing that I mentioned, they showed a shit ton of gameplay, like some bosses and like other shit that you can do.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but we don't know. Play Liza P. It's good.
Liza P.
I mean, I have a Game Pass. I could play it.
It's good.
Yo, me too. What if we played together?
Oh,
I don't know if there is co-op.
crazy.
You could be 2 puppet boys.
What if
in your puppet world?
What if we take our pals from PALWORLD and generate them into
The P.
Liza P, and then make it our own game and ask AI to do it though for us, and then make $1 million billion?
Dude, that'd be sick.
So a survival crafting Souls like with puppets and Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somewhere Embracer Group is seething.
Somewhere.
They're drooling.
They should have taken that idea. Sold it to Saudi Arabia. All right. We're done with the podcast.
All right.
Bye-bye.
We're at the point of just like talking about dumb shit. That's funny.
All right. Bye.